by Cole Stanson in center field. He was bit by a bug near his eye. So, seems to be fine today. I talked to him before the game. He was sitting right on that chair, right outside the Wareham dugout as he usually is. And he seems ready to go.
Yeah, he's all set to go. Spoke about him as well, and he's all ready to go.
All right, well, tonight's starting pitcher is Tucker Simpson. We caught up with him before the game, but he's really the most reliable. He seems to be the most reliable pitcher for the Gatemen going forward here.
Yeah, it had been Andro Chidura until Andro's last start, where it was pretty ugly against Bourne, and he only lasted 3 innings, 10 hits, 8 runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts was the line for him. And he had been, the most reliable guy along with Tucker Simpson, so now it falls to Tucker Simpson. We'll see what we get from Simpson tonight if he has one of those bad starts, because he really hasn't had a bad start since he started, and everyone else on the staff has had one outing that is rough, even if the other ones have been strong. He's gone 25 2/3 innings. He has a 2.10 ERA, 6 earned runs, 17 strikeouts. He's been really strong. His first start of the summer was against this Harwich team on June 22nd, 6 1/3, 2 earned runs. So let's see if tonight if he can do it again against the Mariners.
Okay, so tomorrow All-Star lineups. We believe that the All-Stars will be announced tomorrow. And I mean, does Tucker Simpson? Do you think he has a chance?
Yeah, I mean he's been as good as any pitcher on this team, and thus as good as any player on this team. So yeah, I definitely think he has a chance.
Are there any other players, do you think, who on this team really? I don't know exactly the rules. Does one player have to make it from every team? You don't know either?
Tino Lipson could be a guy in contention, I think. He needs to qualify in terms of at-bats, though, so it's getting close with him. Andro Chidura still has been good. Ryan Riga has been really solid out of the bullpen. Those would be the guys I think about in terms of what they've done production-wise, not necessarily in terms of what the scouts see.
All right, so now that we get into that part, let's talk about maybe our 2 players to watch tonight. One for Wareham, one for Harwich. What do you got?
Well, for Wareham, I think I would go with Chris Chinea. I was really zeroing in on what he was doing in batting practice, because I think he's been seeing the ball a lot better recently, and he was blasting some balls out to left field. A lot of home runs off of his bat. The wind was blowing out at that time. It's still whipping around pretty good out there. So I'm curious to see what he does. He gets moved up to the cleanup spot tonight in the lineup. That's the highest he's batted all summer long. So he'd be my pick for the Gatemen. And then for Harwich, I'm going to go with Tanner English. He's in the number 9 hole tonight, a guy with a lot of speed, 9 for 9 in stolen base attempts this summer. And their other speedster, Aaron Barbosa, who is tied for the league lead with 19 stolen bases, he signed yesterday with the Mariners of Seattle for $90,000. He went undrafted, just finished his junior season at Northeastern. He was a mainstay at the top of the Harwich lineup, and he is now gone. So I want to see if Tanner English will kind of fulfill that role that Barbosa had been doing. He's a similar type player, but will the production stay the same?
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well on the way in today. I thought about how, well, this was actually before, I thought about this yesterday. I said, I thought to myself that Harwich comes tomorrow, maybe start thinking about who are the 2 players, maybe who it might be time to think about. And I was thinking about Aaron Barbosa. He just seemed to be one of the speedsters at the top of the lineup, and just a very good overall player, and a good player, I guess, all around that every team would really want to have. And then I look today and I see that he's no longer with the Harwich Mariners. But for me, for Wareham, I think it has to be Tucker Simpson. I mean, he's been very good so far. I really want to see if he's going to be able to keep it up. And I think if he has a very good outing tonight and he's able to really shut the door on Harwich, then he really could be a certain, an absolute certain pick tomorrow for the All-Star game when we find out. And then I have to say for Harwich, I really like Ian Happ. I mean, Ian Happ from Cincinnati was 2 for 5 with a home run, 3 RBIs, but 3 strikeouts yesterday. He's second in the Cape League in stolen bases with 13. And the leader was Barbosa, but he then signed with Seattle. And now that leader in stolen bases is Scott Heineman. But yeah, Ian Happ, 344. He's going to be one of the new guys here for the Harwich Mariners. They're going to have to rely on him going forward. In back, we were having some technical difficulties earlier, but now we have what we need to let you know what Tucker Simpson had to say before tonight's game. Tucker Simpson joining us on the Wareham Gatemen pregame show. Tucker, last time out, you pitched really well, but your offense wasn't able to really give you enough run support. What do you have to do tonight?
I'll just be consistent with my pitches. Have all 4 pitches for strikes down the zone, and hopefully induce a lot of ground balls and just keep my defense into it.
Tucker, you made your first start of the summer after a few relief appearances against this Harwich team back on June 22nd. How do you think you've changed as a pitcher since then?
I just feel like with the work I've done in the pen with Coach Thompson, I just feel like I've become more consistent. I feel like I've always been a competitor. I feel like that was something I've had since the day I started playing baseball. I was just naturally born with that. But I feel like consistently is definitely something I've improved on over the last couple of weeks.
You and Andre Chatura have been the two aces of this staff. What have you really done to be in that position?
Just I guess hard work and determination more than anything. Just working with Coach Thompson down the pen. Whether it's one day we're trying to work on getting the slider to the outside part of the plate, or we're working on throwing the two-seam in. Just I think just hard work and mental toughness.
Over 100 pitches in each of your last 2 starts. How are you feeling stamina-wise on a hot day going into another one?
I feel great. I feel like a newborn baby. I feel I'm ready to go.
Would you rather pitch in the heat? Do you have a preference of whether? I know a lot of pitchers, Mike and I have talked about this a lot, prefer me pitching in the warm weather. You go to Florida. Do you have a preference?
I'm used to hot weather, being from Alabama and then going to Florida. I guess if I had a choice between like 90 degrees and 30 degrees, I'd definitely pick 90.
All right. Thank you very much, Tucker Simpson, for joining us on the Wareham Gatemen pregame show.
Once again, thank you very much, Tucker Simpson, for joining us on the Gateway to the Game, the Wareham Gatemen pregame show. So we've covered pretty much everything that we wanted to talk about here on the agenda for tonight's game. Let's get you the starting lineup for the Harwich Mariners. It'll be Brandon Cogswell to lead off. He'll be the shortstop from the University of Virginia. Derek Fisher bats second. He's in left field, also from UVA. Batting third is Ian Happ, as we talked about, the first baseman from Cincinnati. In the cleanup spot, the right fielder from Alabama, Ben Moore. Brett Austin is tonight's designated hitter. He's from North Carolina State. Gunnar Height is at second base. He's from the College of Charleston. Blair DeBoer's the catcher, batting seventh from Kansas State. Batting eighth at third base from FAU is Mitch Morales. Batting ninth, the center fielder is Tanner English. He is from South Carolina. So let's send you inside Spillane Field to public address announcer Dan Dias.
Their production team includes manager, producer Scott Ross of Full Circle Recording Studios and a songwriting team of writers and producers bringing together various styles into a fusion of sound that will leave you wanting more. Push 4171 has performed at various events and venues, including a New York City showcase and opening for X Factor's David Corey. They recently appeared on the Fun 107 morning show to promote their new single, Perfect Girl. They are pleased to announce their status as the newly appointed wellness champions for the South Coast that covers Fall River to Wareham. They will use their musical talent and leadership skills to speak to the youth of today. They represent the South Coast Healthy Housing and Workplace Initiative, which is called SHWE, a program associated with the South Coast YMCA and Voices for a Healthy South Coast. They'll be encouraging kids to stay away from drugs and alcohol, but most importantly, to live tobacco-free and make good choices that will lead to a healthy lifestyle. Working hard on their debut album with a team of talented writers and producers, Push 4171 is looking ahead to great things. Band members are Matt Gilhern, age 18 from Fairhaven, Mike Kalis, age 16 from Acushnet, Teddy Matthews, age 16 from Wareham, and Tegan Stanley, age 15 from Taunton. Visit www.push4171.com or www.facebook.com/push4171 for more information.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
I'm Tino.
Our
This is Wareham
ceremonial
Gatemen
first
Baseball. Hi, I'm Adam Toth, and this is Wareham Gatemen Baseball.
I'm Cooper Ferris, and this is Wareham Gatemen Baseball.
Newcomb's 3-2 hits the outside corner for strike 3.
Roney charging from third, goes to the backhand, makes the play. The throw on to first, Poe drafts the low scoop. He got him.
Andrew Mitchell's 1-2 pitch. Toes on the move, bolts for second, slides in safe just ahead of the bag.
Called third strike, he got him. Count him, that's 8 Ks for the big right-hander.
2-1 pitch to Wall, swinging a high fly ball deep to left. That will bang off the fence. Rounding third, headed for home is Lipson. He will score.
Little flare in the short, left center field. Gross running back, he makes the grab over the shoulder.
Chopper back to Huffman, throws home to Walsh, on to first. 1-2-3 double play.
And here's your broadcast team, Mike Monaco and Austin Pollock.
Live from Spillane Field here in Wareham, Massachusetts. This is Wareham Gatemen Baseball tonight. The Gatemen take on the Harwich Mariners. Good evening, everybody. I'm Austin Pollock. Mike Monaco to my left. A 4-0 loss on national television last night for the Gatemen as the Orleans Firebirds came to Spillane Field, and really a great pitching performance by Jared Miller. Kurt McCune didn't pitch too badly himself, but again, the offense just unable to produce runs. Tonight it is Tucker Simpson on the mound, and it is the last time these Harwich Mariners will visit Spillane Field, the last time the Gatemen will face the Mariners, as this season is definitely winding down. It's a hot, steamy one here at Spillane Field in the middle of a heat wave here on the Cape. Let's get you the starting lineup for the Harwich Mariners. It'll be Brandon Cogswell leading off. He'll be the shortstop from the University of Virginia. Derek Fisher bats second. He's in left field, also from the University of Virginia. Ian Happ bats third. He's at first base from Cincinnati. In the cleanup spot in right field, Ben Moore from Alabama. Brett Austin, tonight's designated hitter. He's from NC State. Gunnar Height, the second baseman from the College of Charleston. Blair DeBoard catches. He's from Kansas State. Batting eighth, Mitch Morales. He's from Florida Atlantic. He's at third base. Batting ninth in center field from South Carolina is Tanner English. And on the mound is Nick Howard from the University of Virginia. But the first man to touch that mound will be Tucker Simpson from the University of Florida. It'll be exciting to watch him tonight.
Yeah, he's been their most reliable arm now after Andro Chitura's rough start. Tucker Simpson, this will be his 5th start of the summer. His first one came against Harwich on June 22nd. He has a 2.10 ERA. Looking forward to watching what the big right-hander has in store tonight.
Tucker Simpson enters tonight 1-2 with a 2.10 earned run average. As here is Brandon Cogswell to get things going, and the first pitch from Simpson is high for ball one. Tucker Simpson last time out July 12th against YD, a no decision. 7 innings, 1 earned run, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. That one's a chopper to second base. Pirtle in the outfield grass on the backhand, throws to first, will not be in time. So Cogswell gets things going here in the top of the first. I'll bring up the left fielder, Derek Fisher.
Yeah, that's a tough play for Pirtle to make because he's on his back, the back of his feet right there, and it was a high chopper. Cogswell runs pretty well. He's a leadoff guy, and Pirtle just does not have enough time to throw him out.
Cogswell has 3 stolen bases on the season. Here is the left fielder, Derek Fisher. Was 2 for 5 last night against YD. Simpson with a check on Cogswell at first.
Fisher hitting .364, which without Mike Ford any longer on the Cape, he's second now in the league in batting average. 15 RBIs, tied for the team league, and he hits the team lead, and he hits a lot better against right-handers.
Pitch, that one is going to go foul behind the third base stands. Willie Schwanke, the third baseman, gives chase.
Fisher against right-handers hitting .400, 24 for 60, and 12 of his 15 RBIs have come against the righties.
Fisher also on a 4-game hitting streak. He's 5 for 14 during that streak. Back to a little bit about Tucker Simpson. He faced these Harwich Mariners on June 22nd, got the loss. 6 1/3, 2 earned runs, 4 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts.
He did retire Derek Fisher all 3 times he faced him. 2 groundouts and a flyout.
Another check on Cogswell.
Fisher's one of the guys that scouts have been really, really impressed with this summer. Probably, as far as position players go, maybe the one they've been the most impressed with.
Comes the 0-1 to Fisher. That one's back at us. Right back at us.
Keeping us honest early.
I don't think we've had one. No, we did have one against this glass right here, this plexiglass. Maybe. Cogswell on first. 0-2 count on Derek Fisher. Simpson's 0-2. Outside, 1-2. Here is how the Wareham Gatemen line up defensively.
Tino Lipson in left field, Cole Sturgeon in center, and right field Sean McMullen.
Comes Simpson's 1-2. Here it is. Too far inside. Count leaving up at 2-2.
Willie Schwanke at third base. Ethan Gross is the shortstop. Brett Pirtle at second. Trevor Podratz at first. And Matt Walsh doing the catching.
2-2 the count here on Derek Fisher from the University of Virginia. Another check on Cogswell at first. Fisher was 3 for 4, scored 2 runs, had a double and 3 RBIs against Wareham on July 10th. That was at White House Field in Harwich. 2-2 count on Fisher. Here it is. Runners off. Pitch. That one's into center field, a base hit. Cogswell's going to head for third. He will be held up there. But back-to-back singles given up by Tucker Simpson. Now there's runners at the corners with nobody out.
Yeah, not a ball that was hit too hard, but did the job, got it into the outfield. And with Cogswell off on the pitch, he moves up to put it at guys at the corners for the 3-4-5 hitters.
Here is Ian Happ, the first baseman from Cincinnati.
Happ walked and scored in his only plate appearance against Simpson back on the 22nd of June.
Happ enters tonight hitting .344.
He batted leadoff yesterday and hit a home run on the first pitch of the game.
Derek Fisher at first base has 8 steals on the season. He's been caught 4 times. Pitches a breaking ball in there for strike 1. We've seen Tucker Simpson do this a lot. Get into jams, find a way out of them.
Yeah, he really did that in his last start. It was pretty remarkable to watch. In the first 5 innings, he ended each inning with a strikeout.
Here's the 0-1. Outside corner, called strike. Joe Caraco, the umpire, behind home plate.
In that 5th inning, when he got that strikeout to end the 5th, left the bases loaded, did Simpson, back on the 12th against YD. Week ago to the day.
0-2 the count on Happ. Time called.
And Simpson's been a guy that has really been a workhorse recently. 113 pitches against YD. Then the start before that, he threw 101. He's really been ramping up his pitch counts.
Here's the 0-2. Runners off at second. Throw from Walsh. Threw it to Ethan Gross, who wasn't even on the second base bag.
Yeah, just a little cutoff play there to check the runner at third, but Cogswell was not going to be fooled by that.
So now Fisher is on second base with the stolen base, and Cogswell still on third. So now both runners on base, in scoring position, nobody out, and a 1-2 count on Ian Happ. Outfield is straight away. Here it comes from Simpson. Called strike 3. First strikeout of the night for Tucker Simpson. Gets Happ looking, and there's one away here in the top of the first.
Yeah, he really needed that. You got a guy in Happ at the plate who's hitting .344, the number 3 hitter, 2 guys in scoring position. You know, he's still got a lot of work to do in this inning, but that's a great start to getting out of it.
Here is Ben Moore, the right fielder from Alabama. One away, both runners still in scoring position here at Spillane Field. Simpson's first pitch swing, that's a grounder to short. Gross will throw on to first for out number 2, but Cogswell comes in from third. He gives the Harwich Mariners a 1-0 lead.
Still a pretty good result there for Simpson. You get the 3-4 guys out. So now you do give up the 1 run, but now he has 2 outs. And if he can get Austin, I think he'd take this given the way he started to those first 2 batters.
Here is Brett Austin, the designated hitter from North Carolina State.
Austin's a switch hitter, so he's batting left-handed, but he's really struggled against right-handers. 0 for 16 when he's batting from the left side.
First pitch from Simpson is off the helmet of Matt Walsh. It was foul tipped, so 0-1 the count. Brett Austin 1 for 2 against Wareham with 2 walks on July 10th. That was at White House Field. Simpson's 0-1. Popped up in center field. Cole Sturgeon went back, now takes a few steps in, makes the catch for out number 3. After allowing 2 leadoff singles, Tucker Simpson retires Harwich 1-2-3. 1-0 Mariners here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. 1 run for the Mariners in the top half of the first inning. Tucker Simpson gave up singles to Brandon Cogswell and Derek Fisher. Cogswell scored on an RBI ground out by Ben Moore. He grounded out to shortstop. But it is Wareham now, as Mike has the Wareham Gatemen starting lineup.
Cole Sturgeon leads off in center field. Brett Pirtle follows him. He's the second baseman. Tino Lipson bats third. Chris Chinea in the cleanup spot. Willie Schwanke bats fifth. Trevor Podratz moves down to sixth in the lineup. Sean McMullen is seventh. Matt Walsh in the 8-hole, and Ethan Gross rounds out the starting 9.
Nick Howard on the mound from the University of Virginia. His first pitch is a called strike to Cole Sturgeon. Wareham sporting the Friday red home jerseys. They wear them. Home team in the Cape wears them on Friday nights as that pitch is swung on and missed by Sturgeon for strike 2. Part of military appreciation. Oh, 2 from Howard. Outside, 1-2.
Howard making his 4th start of this summer. He's given up 12 earned runs in 13 2/3 innings. Two-way player at UVA. He's also gotten 48 at-bats for the Mariners.
That's a high chopper to first. Ian Happ needs the help of Howard. Howard steps on the bag for out number 1.
The second baseman, number 13, Brett Pirtle.
Here is the second baseman, Brett Pirtle. 1 for 3 last night against Orleans. 11 hits in his last 10 games.
Back to Howard. He's had a up and down set of those 3 starts. The first one was pretty good against Orleans on June 26, 5 2/3 of 2-run ball.
First pitch is a strike to Pirtle.
Then his next start on the 4th of July, it was very rough for him. 3 innings, 10 hits, 7 runs allowed, only 3 strikeouts for Howard.
Here's the 0-1 inside, 1-1.
And then most recently, a week ago on Friday against Bourne, pretty solid, 5 innings, 3 runs, 6 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts.
Here's the 1-1 to Pirtle. That one's a broken bat. Back to the mound. Howard will throw on to first for out number 2. So Nick Howard getting involved here early on defensively.
Yeah, just saws off Pirtle there. Fields his position well. Very quick and athletic play by him. Fires a strike to Happ.
Wasn't much of a broken bat. Not like it shattered, but a little piece of wood just ripped off the handle. So here is Tino Lipson, the left fielder. 1 for 4 last night against Orleans. And has hit 8 of his last 10 games. Enters tonight hitting .324. First pitch is a called strike over the outside corner, and I have to tell you, I had the opportunity to talk with his dad last night, Steve Lipson, who was in town. Great guy.
He seemed really nice, just like Tina.
0-1 inside, 1-1.
Quick start to this inning for Nick Howard. A little different from the way it started in the top of the first for Simpson, though he did manage to only limit the damage to 1 run.
Here's the 1-1 to Lipson. Called strike. Lipson choosing not to wear batting gloves tonight.
Yeah, he did that in batting practice earlier, and I was watching him and wondering if he had just forgotten them for BP or if he would do that in the game.
1-2 to first. Ian Happ will bobble it. Needs the help of Howard again. Steps on the bag. And a 1-2-3 inning for Nick Howard, the right-hander from the University of Virginia. He and Ian Happ and Nick Howard both getting involved to record all 3 outs here in the inning. 1-0 Harwich. Head for the second inning at Spillane Field on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Earn a bachelor.
Gunnar Height to lead things off here in the second inning at Spillane Field. 1-0 Mariners. A 1-2-3 inning for Nick Howard, the starter for the Mariners. It'll be Gunnar Height, Blair DeBoard, and Mitch Morales here against Tucker Simpson. And the first pitch is a called strike.
Height, last time the Mariners played against the Gatemen, 1 for 3, scored 2 times because he also walked and he stole 2 bases. He had a very active ball game.
1-1 the count. Here it is from Simpson. Outside, 1-1. Last night, 0 for 3, scored a run. Enters tonight hitting 186. He's 1 for 5 with 2 runs scored against Wareham this season. Here's the 1-1, way outside. 2-1. Here it is, the 2-1. Popped up, that will go foul, way behind us.
Tell you, it's turned into a pretty comfortable night here at Spillane Field. It was really, really hot earlier today, at least in an hour north of here, which is where I'm from. It was deadly hot, up to 98, and it said the real feel there was about 105. Right now, it's 81 degrees, feels like 85, so still warm, but not suffocating.
2-2 foul back. Yeah, you sent me that. You sent me a screenshot today of the weather, and I said, I'm not going outside. But I did.
Yeah, had to make it out here somehow.
A nice air-conditioned private plane would have been nice. 2-2 to third. Schwanke has it in time to get the speedy Gunnar Height at first, and there's 1 out. Tucker Simpson's done a nice job of calming himself down after allowing Cogswell and Fisher, the first 2 batters in the first, to reach by way of a single.
Yeah, he set down the next 4, and you know, we've seen it for whatever reason and for differing reasons for different pitchers. They just start slow sometimes. We've seen it a few times with Trey Killian. We haven't seen it a whole lot with Tucker Simpson, but that's what happened in the first inning.
First pitch is a strike to Blair DeBoard from Kansas State. 1 for 4, scored a run last night against YD. Enters tonight hitting 167, 6 games on the season. He's 3 for 18. Breaking ball is a ball, 1-1. He's, as I said, 3 for 18. He scored 5 runs.
First time we've seen DeBoard in the lineup this summer. He was on the roster last time these two teams met, but did not play.
1-1 outside corner. Good pitch, good location from Simpson, 1-2.
That's the fastball there from Simpson. He also throws a slider, a curveball, and a changeup.
Picture perfect night here for a ball game. 1-2 to DeBoard. High 2-2. Simpson working very quickly. Here comes his 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for Tucker Simpson. And there's 2 away here in the top half of the second inning.
You know, Cooper Ferris told us early in the season that it doesn't matter how hard you throw. Guys can pretty much time up anything if it's straight and down the middle. But when Simpson's locating the pitch where he did right there on the outside edge, just coming in hot, it's a really tough pitch to hit, especially for a right-handed hitter.
Here is Mitch Morales, the third baseman. First pitch is a called strike. Morales from Florida Atlantic. He's 2 for 13 on the season. Here's the 0-1 from Simpson. Outside corner, good pitch, 0-2.
Last action for Morales was as a pinch runner in the bottom of the 8th inning on Tuesday night against Chatham.
Comes Simpson's 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for Tucker Simpson. That's number 3 on the night. A 1-2-3 inning for the right-hander from Florida. Still 1-0 Mariners. We head for the bottom half of the second inning here at Spillane Field on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Chris Chinea to get things going here in the bottom of the second inning against Nick Howard, the right-hander from the University of Virginia. It'll be 4-5-6. Chinea, Willie Schwanke, and Trevor Podratz. First pitch to Chinea is a liner to second base, reeled in by the second baseman Gunnar Height, and there's one away.
Chinea was my player to watch before the game, and man, he smoked that ball, was locked in on it, but right at Gunnar Height, who just speared it.
And it seems like that's what it's been like for this offense really all season long. They can hit the ball, but it's always at somebody.
There were a lot of those outs a few nights back against Bourne, and it was just tough. The offense was there that night, too.
Here is Willie Schwanke, takes a pitch on the outside corner for strike one. A one from Howard is popped up on the infield. The shortstop, Brandon Cogswell, calls for it, makes the catch, and there's quickly two away. I'll bring up Trevor Podratz, the first baseman.
Very quick start for Nick Howard. He only needed 11 pitches in the first inning. He's got those 2 quick outs now. It's always something to keep an eye on with the Wareham bats because sometimes they're just really, really aggressive, and sometimes I think to a detriment to the point where it really does hurt them because they're being so quick.
First pitch to Podratz is outside for ball one. He's been down a little bit, hasn't had a hit since July 14th. That was Sunday against the Katuitt Kettleers.
Yeah, Podratz moved down in the order 0 for his last 14.
1-0 is ripped to the first base stands.
His average has plummeted to 208, and he really was a guy that was always third or fourth. We've seen him sixth in the lineup, which is where he is tonight, a few times thus far, but not much.
We also saw him hitting around 240, 250, 260. He didn't really move around from that. 1-1 is outside and low, 2-1. Yeah, I mean, we always talk about his consistency. How he doesn't really, he's always kind of the same player every day. Right now, he's in a little bit of a slump. 2-1 pitch from Howard. Swing and a miss at a pitch high, 2-2.
Howard has been working quickly, working right around the strike zone, mixing up his pitches. He's been very solid so far to start this game.
2-2 the count on Podratz. 2 outs, 1-0 Harwich here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the 2-2. Staying alive as Podratz fouls that one back. We've seen him do this quite a bit, work up at bats.
Yeah, a lot of guys on this team are really grinders at the plate and have become that way more and more as the season has progressed. Podratz just one of the many.
2-2 the count on Podratz. Here it comes from Howard. Low and in, 3-2. Light crowd here at Spillane Field. 3-2. Outside, ball 4 to Trevor Podratz.
Good job working his way back against Howard there. Gets a guy aboard with 2 down for McMullen.
So here is Sean McMullen, 0 for 4 last night against the Firebirds. Enters tonight hitting .211. It was 0 for 3 on July 10th against the Mariners. Batting from the left side against Howard. First pitch swing fouls it back over by the middle school. Matt Walsh waits on deck.
For Howard, that's only the second batter he has walked this summer in now about 15 innings.
Pitch high, 1-1 to McMullen.
Control guy that's always around the plate. He does have some good stuff as well, but so far this summer, in limited work, albeit, he's been really solid in terms of commanding his pitches.
So far, he's given up quite a few hits. 1-1, that is into left. It will fall for a 2-out base hit. Podratz moves up to second base. Sean McMullen aboard. Back to what I was saying about Howard. Entered tonight 0-2 with a 7.90 earned run average. He's allowed 22 hits in 13 2/3 innings pitched. That was entering tonight. And 16 strikeouts with, yeah, just as you mentioned, the 1 walk. Here is Matt Walsh. 1 for 4 against Orleans last night. Enters tonight hitting .257. He's on a 7-game hit streak. As the catcher Blair DeBoer will head out and chat with Nick Howard.
Walsh has been especially good at home for the Gatemen. 8-game home hitting streak here at Spillane Field, in which he's hitting .321 with 2 doubles.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had a cord wrapped somewhere around here. First pitch is high to Matt Walsh. Now, there's something I'm watching about Howard that really reminds me, I guess, maybe of Tim Lincecum, who of course, who pitched for Harwich. I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is. I think it's some part of his delivery. I think he kind of pulls his head back, and that's what I see.
Tim Lincecum's a pretty good guy to emulate. Recently threw that no-hitter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Watch and tell me if you see anything. I don't know. Two and one to count. Podrat's on second. McMullen on first. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2 to Walsh.
Nice drop to that pitch. Walsh swings right over that one. Count goes back to 2-2. Howard trying to leave the runner in scoring position.
2-2, 2 outs, bottom of the second, 1-0 Harwich. Here's the 2-2. Back to the mound, Howard has it. Flips to the first baseman, Happ. And that'll end it. Here in the second inning, 3 outs. That strands Podrat's at second and McMullen at first. 1-0 Mariners. We head for the third here at Spillane Field on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Time for the third inning here at Spillane Field on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. I'm Mike Monaco alongside Austin Pollock, who we'll actually hear from in the middle of this inning, along with Hillary Bushway. Score is 1-0, Harwich leading Wareham. And it's a 9-1 and 2 due up for the Mariners against Tucker Simpson, who had a nice second inning of work. 1-2-3. He's retired 6 in a row after the first 2 singles to start the ballgame. Tanner English leads off for the Mariners. First pitch from Simpson is low for ball 1 to English, 5'9", 165 pounds. He'll be a junior next season at South Carolina. Hitting .231 for Harwich, the 1-0. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. In 3 games against the Gatemen this summer, English only played in the first one. 1 for 4, scored a run, stole a bag. 3 straight balls to start it to English from Tucker Simpson, who came into this inning at 28 pitches total. Lights beginning to come on here at Spillane Field. The 3-0. 4-pitch walk issued to the speedy English to start this in the third. First walk issued by Simpson, and it's to a dangerous man. English 9 for 9 on stolen base attempts for the Mariners. A lot of speed to burn over there. Goes back to the top of the lineup. Brandon Cogswell, who had an infield single toward Brett Pirtle up the middle at second base to start this ball game. He scored the only run of the night thus far. Simpson from the stretch has a look over at English, who has a healthy lead. The pitch. Off speed, inside and low for ball 1. Cogswell at 253. So far this summer, 2 for 9 against the Gatemen. Simpson comes set, shoulder high, the 1-0 pitch. It's outside, so 6 straight balls to start the inning from Tucker Simpson. Control hasn't been a huge problem for the 6'6" righty this summer. Just 9 walks in 25 2/3 innings coming into tonight's action. His first baseman, Trevor Podratz, trots in to have a conversation. A few words about English at first base. Harwich leads the league with 77 stolen bases. A check over on English. He's back without a dive. 77 steals for the Mariners. Aaron Barbosa, who signed with the Seattle Mariners yesterday, was tied for the league lead with 19. He had been pretty typically their center fielder. English, another guy that's played. This is English's 19th game. But English figures to be the man to get some more of the playing time for Barbosa. Another check over there. This time he needs a dive. Close play. He's safe. Harwich, as a team, has been caught 20 times stealing. 77 for 97. Got a big lead on second place Katuitt, which only has 55 steals in second. And they're going to call a balk on Tucker Simpson. He doesn't know why. A look in at home plate umpire Joe Caraco. Cooper Ferris out of the dugout to argue this one. Looked like pretty typical pickoff from Simpson, the one he had done the previous 3 times over at English, but it was ruled a balk by Caraco. Gives us an opportunity to introduce you to the other umpires. At third base, it's Jeff January, and at first, Matthew Gatemen. So it's a 2-ball and no strike count to the leadoff man, Cogswell. English reached first to start the inning, and he's up to second on the balk. 1-0 Mariners lead, top of the third. Simpson comes set and fires home, misses low. 3 balls, no strikes. Command is struggling here for Simpson. Wind still blowing around out there. Saw a lot of balls go out to left field in batting practice. A lot of home runs, at least from the Wareham side. The 3-0 from Simpson. He does fire in a strike, the first of the inning. 3 balls and a strike to Cogswell. Cogswell from Ballston Lake, New York, was all ACC second team for the Virginia Cavaliers this past season. The 3-1. Here it is. In on the hands. Slider that just tied up Cogswell. He fouls it down the right field line. Sharp bite to that pitch from Simpson. So all the way back battles the big righty, and it's a full count. Cogswell has struck out 17 times in 22 games this summer. Simpson sets and looks English back. English has been very active so far this inning, at least drawing a lot of attention from Simpson. Steve Englert, the Harwich manager, is having a pretty intense conversation with English beforehand. 3-2 popped up left side and foul ground. Schwanke makes the catch by the third base coach's box for out number 1. Big time battle there between Simpson and Cogswell. Simpson comes all the way back to get the pop out, and there's one away in the third. Brings up the dangerous Derek Fisher, left-handed batter, who had that flare single in the first inning out to center field. He then stole second. Did not come in to score, and right now Terry Thompson, the Wareham pitching coach, will walk out of the dugout to the mound. Derek Fisher heads over to talk with his manager, Steve Englert. Top of the third, 1-0, Wareham trailing Harwich. Fourth and final matchup between these two teams. Harwich at 16-14 overall puts them at second in the Eastern Division, chasing Chatham, which right now is on an absolute tear. 29-1 is the record for the Anglers and manager John Schiffner. It's been a terrific summer for them. Wareham, meanwhile, 6-24, last place in the West. And everyone in the West is chasing Hyannis and Katuitt at the top. Hyannis 17-11-1, Katuitt 18-12, and those two teams are going at it tonight at McKeon Park. At last check, they were tied 2-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. So back ready for this at-bat, third of the inning. It's Derek Fisher, 1 down, Tanner English the runner at second. Simpson kicks and deals. Fastball spotted outside for strike one. Very long at bat to Cogswell. Simpson's next pitch will be his 40th and his 12th of the inning. He's thrown a lot of pitches in his last two starts, 216 combined. Been exactly a week since the last time he was on the rubber. He sets right at the chest, spins but doesn't throw it. Gross came in behind the bag at second. English dove back. Ian Happ due up next for the Mariners. He struck out looking in the first inning. 3 strikeouts tonight for Simpson. The 0-1 pitch. On the ground, hard to the second baseman. Pirtle bobbles it, still has time, throws on to first for the second out. English moves up to third base. Sharply hit ball right at Brett Pirtle, didn't have to move. Gets the put out there. 2 away, top of the third for the number 3 hitter, Ian Happ. One of 3 strikeout victims for Simpson. Happ, a switch hitter, batting left-handed. Came in at 344. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts the last time these two teams met. The pitch from Simpson. Change up, and he fooled Happ, who was out in front. Swing, big cut, and whiff for strike one. Sturgeon, the center fielder, is shaded just a bit toward left. 2 outs, and Simpson trying to get out of this after the leadoff walk and then balk. The 0-1. Just misses low, 1-1. Simpson, 6'6", 225 pounds, from Oxford, Alabama. Just finished his freshman year at Florida. 35 2/3 innings for the Gators, made 8 starts and 5 relief appearances. The big righty sets, and the 1-1. Fouled off left side and out of play. Up and over the middle school. Great night here. It's cooled off, as we were saying. Still a nice breeze circulating. The lights are now becoming fully on. Not many clouds out there, if any. 1-2, 2 outs. Runner at third, top of the third. Here's the pitch from Simpson. Misses a little up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Simpson had retired 6 in a row. Then issued the walk to English. Only blemish, as he's then recorded 2 outs since. The 2-2 pitch. Popped up. Fly ball way out to right field. Still going back is McMullen. That ball is gone. 2-run home run from Ian Happ. That ball just kept carrying out to right field. The wind is blowing out. And it's a 2-run long shot for Happ, his second home run in as many days. The Mariners are up 3-0. 4th home run of the summer for Happ. 17 RBIs now for the Cincinnati product. And just when it looked like Simpson was about to get out of it, it's a 3-run Harwich lead. Simpson will have to face the cleanup hitter, Ben Moore. First pitch on the ground, left side, Gross to the backhand on the outfield grass. Long throw, it's dug out by Podratz. And that will retire the side here in the top of the third. But it's a 2-run home run with 2 outs and 2 strikes for Ian Happ. The Mariners lead it 3-0. And right now, let's check in with Hillary and Austin.
Hi, thanks, Mike. I've stolen your accomplice. I want to talk to Austin a little bit about your opportunity to work with Fox Sports yesterday. You were down on the field at reporting. How was that?
It was a great experience. They're just so great, and I really was just so excited to be with maybe, I don't know how to put it, but just this big network. Such a great network, and doing just being on field and kind of just doing something that wasn't what I do every day. It was kind of like a mix.
It mixed up a little bit. Were you nervous at all?
I was. I mean, I was interviewing Tino Lipson's father in the second inning in my hand while I was holding the microphone. Was shaking a little bit, but other than that, I was all right. I was okay.
Great. So, what would you say is your favorite part about working with the Gatemen this year?
Definitely my job, and it's just such a great organization with so many great people. I get here probably at 4:30 every day just to kind of spend time with the other people with the organization, not necessarily to, well, I get ready for the game, but also it's good just talking and joking around and spending time with the rest of the people.
Absolutely. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for talking to us, and we'll give you back to Mike. All right. Thanks, Mike.
All right, thanks, guys, and we'll see Austin up here in just a few moments. We're ready for the bottom of the third inning. The score is 3-0, Harwich leading Wareham after the 2-run home run from Ian Happ to give the Mariners the advantage. Tucker Simpson had 2 strikes on Happ with 2 outs, couldn't get out of it. Now Wareham will have to respond against Nick Howard on the hill. Third inning of work for the righty. Gave up a single and also walked Trevor Podratz. He throws a first pitch ball to Ethan Gross. Fouls this one off to the right side. As I was saying about Howard, a walk and a single last inning. Those runners were left at first and second, however, when Matt Walsh grounded back to Howard to end the inning. 1-1 the count on Gross. Here's the pitch. Curveball that Howard can't snap off fully. It's high for ball 2. Gross batting at .238. He was 0 for 3 with a strikeout last night. The 2-1. Fouled off right side. Gross 1 for 11 against the Mariners in 3 games so far. Ethan has played in every game for Wareham. 2-2 is outside. The count runs full. Three runs on 3 hits for Harwich. No runs on 1 for the Gatemen. Line drive right side into the outfield. It's a leadoff single for Ethan Gross. Well hit ball just went the other way with the outside pitch. And there's one aboard to start the bottom of the third. It's back to the top of the lineup. Cole Sturgeon grounded out to Happ at first base to start off the first. 29 pitches coming into the inning for Howard, who deals from the stretch. It's a fastball low for ball 1. Cole Sturgeon, like Nick Howard, a two-way player. Haven't seen Sturgeon pitch much, just 3 innings this summer. The 1-0. Popped up left side. Going back is the third baseman Morales, and that'll fall in front of the left fielder Derek Fisher. It's a bloop single for Cole Sturgeon. Back-to-back singles to start this inning for the Gatemen. Sturgeon's found a soft spot there. Gross moves up to second, and Brett Pirtle comes to the plate. Blair DeBoard, the Harwich catcher, goes out to talk with his pitcher. Calm him down a little bit after a shaky start to the inning. Well hit ball by Gross on a line, and then just a bloop single from Sturgeon. Brett Pirtle grounded back to Howard in the first inning for the second out. Switch hitter batting from the left side. Howard comes set right at the chest. Pirtle squares the bunt, pulls it back, and it's strike 1. Pitch was inside. Pirtle had to back out of the way just a bit, but it did grab the inner edge for the strike. Cooper Ferris electing to go with small ball here with his number 2 hitter in the lineup, followed by Tino Lipson. Again, Pirtle squares, but pulls back. This time it was high for ball 1. No outs here in the bottom of the third. Harwich leads 3-0. Nick Howard fires home. This one, Pirtle does lay down, but it goes foul over by the Gatemen dugout. So a blown opportunity there for Wareham. The count 1-2 on the Mississippi State second baseman. Will likely be swinging away now with 2 strikes. Howard dangles his arm, looks in, gets the sign from DeBoard. Outfield playing Pirtle straight away, the pitch. On the ground, down the first base line, but just foul. That one had extra bases written all over it for Pirtle. Would have scored Gross. And who knows, maybe Sturgeon too. He runs well, even though he would have been coming from first. Pirtle has 4 RBIs this summer. This is his 14th game with the Gatemen. The 1-2 from Howard. Here it is. Misses low for ball 2. Mariners got 1 in the top of the first, then 2 in the top of the third on the home run. Big gap in right center field for Pirtle. The left fielder Fisher also playing shallow. The pitch. That hits Pirtle, came low and in, and it nailed him. So it'll be bases loaded for the Gatemen. Here in the bottom of the third inning. 2 singles and a hit batter to start it for Nick Howard, who had really looked really strong early on in this one, but running into a bit of trouble. Tino Lipson will be the batter. And for Harwich, pitching coach Steve Gruenberg comes out of the dugout to talk things over with Howard. Bases are loaded for the Gatemen, trying to get back in this one. Tying run is at first. Go-ahead run at the plate. It's early in the ball game. And Lipson, the batter, he grounded out to Ian Happ at first base to end the first inning. We'll see what Wareham can do in this situation. They haven't been too strong with runners on base and in scoring position thus far. Offensively, Wareham, their struggles have been well chronicled, at least by us. Last in the league in runs with 75, and they were shut out yesterday. Howard will work from the windup here with the bases loaded to Lipson. The right-hander winding and dealing. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball 1. Tino Lipson, this is just his second at-bat with the bases loaded this summer. Wareham as a team has had 17 and is hitting 118. The 1-0. Fastball spotted nicely for strike 1. Outfield more straightaway for Lipson than it was for Pirtle. Howard's 1-1. Breaking ball that just misses. 2 balls and a strike. Howard did not like the call. Rubbed his jersey over his mouth there. Pirtle at first, Sturgeon at second, Gross at third. And the 2-1 pitch home. Sliced foul off to the left side. So it'll be 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lipson. Still nobody out here in the inning. Chris Chinea would be next for the Gatemen. He waits on deck, had a sharp line drive out to start off the second inning. Hit that one right at the second baseman, Gunnar Height. But here's the 2-2 pitch. Bounced low, good block by the catcher, DeBoard. Keeps it in front of him, keeps the runner, Ethan Gross, at third base. It's a full count now on Lipson. Big spot here for the Gatemen, trying to bounce back after the 3 early ones scored by the Mariners. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, he got him. Lipson goes down, fans at the fastball, and it's out number 1. Howard needs 2 more to get out of this. It's the first strikeout of the night for the right-hander. He will now face Chinea, who, as we mentioned, hit the ball well last time up. The line drive out to the second baseman, Height. Bases are still loaded with Gatemen. First pitch on the way from Howard. Breaking ball too far inside. This is Chinea's second plate appearance with the bases loaded. Came up once, but was walked his only other time. The 1-0. On the ground toward the second baseman, Height. They could get 2. The flip to second. On to first. It's in time. The twin killing for the Mariners is a big one. It leaves the bases loaded for Wareham. They can't get anything out of it. They had bases loaded and no outs. But Nick Howard will take that double play anytime. We are done with 3. And the score, Harwich 3, Wareham 0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. The Gatemen load the bases with nobody out in the bottom of the third inning, but can't push any runs across against Nick Howard, who gets out of the jam, gets the big double play. 4-6-3, Chenea grounds into it after Howard struck out Tino Lipson for the first out of the inning. The score 3-0, Harwich leading. We head to the fourth. Brett Austin will lead it off for the Mariners, facing Simpson. First pitch, and it's popped up into shallow center field. Sturgeon coming in, calls off his infielders, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Austin retired, flying out to center field for the second time tonight. It'll bring up Gunnar Height, grounded out to the third baseman Schwanke to start off the second inning. 47 pitches for Tucker Simpson. Ran into trouble in the third, gave up the 2-run home run to Happ. First pitch is too low for ball one.
Not the Tucker Simpson outing maybe we expected.
The 1-0, inside and low, 2 balls and no strikes to Gunnar Height. Simpson came in with the 2.10 ERA, had been the most reliable starter, scuffling a bit. 2-0, pop out to right field. McMullen, though, still going back. This one carrying as well. He goes up all the way, runs into the fence, and it's the second out. Off the bat, it looked like a pop-up. Second time I've been a little fooled with that. The wind right now, I guess, is not blowing too much. That ball just kept carrying, but Simpson fortunate to have the second out.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing maybe that happened with the Ian Happ home run. I mean, I didn't really see it. I didn't see it from this angle. I was out in left field, but that definitely looked like it was hit hard. But maybe the wind, I think, helped with that one as well.
Well, when that one was first hit, I said, yeah, a little pop-up, and next thing you know, that one's going over the fence.
Well, yeah, I mean, as the ball continued to make its way toward that fence, I said, oh, I think that one's going to go.
First pitch to Blair DeBoard is strike one. Simpson bounces in the fastball, 1-1 to DeBoard, who struck out swinging in the second inning.
I'm under the impression that Matt Walsh's family is out in the left field bleachers.
They typically are. I don't know if they get to every single game, but they do get here quite a bit. From nearby Plymouth, Mass. The 1-1 from Simpson, low and away, 2 balls and a strike. Three hits for Harwich, and it's from the top 3 hitters in the lineup. 3 hits as well for the Gatemen. Here's the 2-1. Simpson nabs the inside corner to even it up at 2s with 2 down. Top of the fourth, and the big right-hander looking for a quick inning of work.
It's back-to-back nights in which Ian Happ has had a home run.
The 2-2 pitch. Too far inside, DeBoard spins out of the way. The count runs full.
Had to catch up on my notes.
Simpson peers over his mitt. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. DeBoard got it off the handle. The count will remain full. Just the 7th game of DeBoard's summer. 3 for 19 after his strikeout in the second inning. He'll be a redshirt senior next year at Kansas State. Here's the pitch. On the ground toward the second baseman, Pirtle. He scoops it up over to Podratz. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Tucker Simpson in the top of the fourth. The Mariners go quietly but still lead 3-0 on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom of the fourth on the way on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Alongside Austin Pollock, I'm Mike Monaco. Wareham trails 3-0. The Mariners got 1 in the first inning and then had a 2-run home run from Ian Happ in the third. Meanwhile, the Gatemen left 2 aboard in the second, 2 aboard in the third. And they will send the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to the plate here in the fourth inning against Howard. Comes in to this inning. Just over 50 pitches. He's at 51. Facing Willie Schwanke, who popped out to short his first time. Upstairs with a fastball to start the inning. It's ball 1. Schwanke, last time he played was a few games back against Bourne. 1 for 2 before he was pinch hit for in that ball game. The 1-0 on the ground right side, but foul. Earlier today in batting practice, the balls were flying out, as I was saying earlier, to left field. There was a really, really brisk breeze blowing through. Trevor Podratz, Chris Chinea, Matt Walsh, Cole Stansel, all those guys hitting home runs. 1-1 in there for strike 2. A lot of long home runs. Cooper Ferris thought that he said that the ball is releasing better off these guys' bats. The 1-2. Breaking ball. Howard can't get it. 2-2. Schwanke, the leadoff hitter here in the inning. Be followed by Podratz and McMullen as time is called. Podratz and McMullen both reached in the second, but were stranded at second and first, respectively. Howard winds and deals the 2-2, fouled straight back to the screen. Nick Howard, 6'4", 215 pounds. Coming out of high school, he was ranked as the number 90 overall player by Baseball America. Best player in Maryland, according to Perfect Game. His 2-2 pitch is low, so the count runs full. Schwanke with productive and patient at-bat thus far. The outfield playing him pretty much straight away. Infield is back. And the 3-2. Inside, it's a leadoff walk.
Good way to be patient right there. Get that leadoff base runner.
The second walk of the night issued by Nick Howard. Trevor Podratz had the other one. He climbs in now. Worked the count full that time, just as Schwanke did there. Podratz, the right-handed hitting first baseman from Hawaii, where he's naturally a catcher. So Howard from the stretch, the first pitch to Podratz is fouled off to the right side.
You know, I think it's just a matter of time until Trevor Podratz starts to see the ball a little bit better. Right now, having a little bit of a slump, having a little bit of a hard time, but I expect him to be back pretty shortly.
Here's the 0-1, and it's low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Podratz, who has been struggling. Did draw the walk his first time up. Came in 0 for his last 14 in the past 4 ball games. Schwanke, the runner at first, he's being held by Happ. Middle infield at double play depth and the pitch. Can't get on top of the breaking ball. 2 balls and a strike. Podratz yesterday in the 8th inning came to bat with runners at the corners and grounded out to the first baseman to end it. 2-1, tipped foul to the right side. So he's got a 2-2 count on him. Sean McMullen waits on deck. He singled to left field. It was the first hit of the ball game for the Gatemen. Howard leans in, gets his sign. And the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Podratz goes down. It's the second strikeout of the ball game for Nick Howard. First out of the inning.
Well, Podratz had some words to say to Joe Caraco as he went back to the Wareham dugout. He's clearly frustrated, and that's completely understandable.
Going through a tough stretch right now. He's the first out of the inning. Sean McMullen, the batter. Left-handed hitting right fielder from LSU. Gatemen trail 3-0, bottom of the 4th. The pitch. Up and in, ball 1. One game has gone final tonight. Brewster beat YD 8-4 at Stony Brook Field.
Brewster's finding ways to win right now.
They're up to 12-18 as the 1-0 is lifted up right on the shallow outfield grass. The second baseman, Gunnar Height, reaches up, puts it away for the second out. McMullen is retired. 2 away, brings up Matt Walsh. Trying to get something going here. Willie Schwanke worked the leadoff walk, but he has remained put at first. Walsh grounded back to Howard, the pitcher, his first time up. Brewster, as we were saying, 12 and 18, very close to Orleans at 13 and 17. Fighting for that 4th place in the Eastern Division.
Well, Orleans got that big win last night, and right now they need any win they can get. Any win that they get, it should be considered a big win.
All of the teams really in the East except Chatham still fighting. Harwich in second, 2 games over 500. Everyone else very close. The 0-1 is low for ball 1. Chatham just pacing everybody at 29 and 1. The A's are up 7-5 against Bourne in the bottom of the 6th over at Doran Park. The 1-1 pitch to Walsh on a line out to center field. Coming in is English. It drops in front of him. A 2-out single for Matt Walsh. Runners at first and second for the Gatemen.
Nice piece of hitting for Matt Walsh. He continues to be a solid bat for Wareham. They need him right now.
Single straight up the middle. Goes to the number 9 hitter, Ethan Gross, who also singled in this ball game out to right field. He, though, was stranded at third base in the 3rd inning. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Howard from the stretch leans in. Still trying to get his sign from DeBoard. A long look home. Time called by Gross. Bottom of the 4th, Wareham trying to get on the board. The pitch. Line drive, more of a fly out to right field. Under it is Moore, puts it away for the 3rd out of the inning. The Gatemen strand 2 on the bases for the 3rd straight inning. After 4, the score is Harwich 3, Wareham 0. We head to the 5th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Top of the 5th. Here it's Mullane Field, 3-0. The Harwich Mariners lead the Wareham Gatemen. Not the easiest inning for Nick Howard. Walked Willie Schwanke, allowed a single to Matt Walsh. And it's a first pitch strike to Mitch Morales. 0 for 1, struck out in the 2nd. That one's off to the left. Giving chase is Lipson. And it will be foul.
Saw Danny Rosenbaum make a nice play over in that general area last night on a foul ball.
Yeah, you said you told me before the game that you were right near it, right?
Yeah, we were in the third base stands.
That's lucky for you. I couldn't really see it. Here's the 0-2. 1-2. Comes Simpson's 1-2 to Morales. Now it's fouled off to the left as well. We'll do it again. Yeah, I was kind of blinded from a lot of certain spots on the field last night. I was like just at the end of the Orleans dugout. 1-2. On the outside corner, not close enough. Simpson not happy. 2-2.
Yeah, he walked off the mound, started going towards second baseman Brett Pirtle. Really not happy with that call whatsoever.
Well, he's clearly frustrated. I mean, he's down 3-0 and the offense not able to give him anything. 2-2 the count, and here it comes. Off to the left again, foul.
Pretty good at bat here going from Mitch Morales.
Onto the roof of the middle school.
Reminder, you can email us, gatemanbroadcasting@gmail.com, or tweet at us at Wareham Gatemen.
2-2. On the wrist into right, a base hit. Leadoff single for Mitch Morales.
Big hole there. Pirtle was playing kind of up the middle. Podratz, it was almost as if he was like holding a runner on there at first, how close he was playing to the bag. Big gap for Morales to hit into.
It was up on the wrist. Nice piece of hitting there for Mitch Morales. Here's the number 9 man, Tanner English. He walked in the 3rd and scored. From South Carolina, the center fielder.
3 runs is the most Tucker Simpson has given up in an outing this summer.
First pitch is fouled right back.
In each of his last 3 outings, he's only given up 1 run. On June 22nd against Harwich, the only other time he's given up multiple runs in an outing, it was 2 against the Mariners. That was a 2-1 win for Harwich at White House Field. Simpson went 6 1/3 in that ball game.
0-1, here comes to English. Low for ball 1, 1-1. Outfield straightaway, Schwanke in on the grass at third. Podratz is holding on the runner at first, Mitch Morales. Close check back, nothing doing. 1-1 remains the count. Another check at first.
Morales stole 3 bags at Florida Atlantic as a sophomore this past year. Made all 64 starts. He's 0 for 1 so far this summer.
He's got a .267 on base percentage. Now he's off. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled off just to our right.
The hit and run on, and English got a pitch that was high. Not a whole lot he can do with that when the hit and run is called.
Count is 1-2. Morales will go back to first. Got a good jump. Looked like he might have had his first stolen base of the season. Simpson a close check. Big gap between Pirtle and Podratz. Breaking ball inside, 2-2. Simpson clearly not happy. Simpson has his pitch. Here's his 2-2. Runner is off. They're called foul ball.
Fooled English with the curveball there, but the center fielder did just enough to get his bat on it and stay alive.
It's kind of just one of those half swings where would have been a check swing. Technically it was, but got a piece of the ball and just hit it right on the plate. 2-2 the count on Tanner English, the center fielder. Mitch Morales still at first. We've seen him go twice. 2-2. High fly ball towards shallow left. Going out is Gross. Lipson coming in. It will be Lipson who makes the catch for out number 1. So Tanner English now 0 for 1. He had that walk in the third.
Just another nice breaking ball there from Simpson, and English way under that one. Lifted it high into the sky toward left. Productive out there for Simpson to get the number 9 man, the speedster, get him retired after you already put the leadoff man on, and there would have been a lot of speed on the bases for Harwich, which, as we know, loves to run.
Here is Brandon Cogswell back to the top of the Harwich order. Simpson will check on Morales at first. Cogswell singled and scored in the first and then popped to third in the third. Now Morales has taken second base. So Cooper Ferris is going to come out. We'll see whether he looks like he's going to either talk with Tucker Simpson or he's going to go out and talk with the second base umpire.
That's already the second balk called on Tucker Simpson tonight. The first one was called by the home plate ump Joe Caraco, and Cooper Ferris had a conversation with him. This time he's talking to Matthew Gatemen. Didn't really seem to agree with either of those two. Maybe he just wants clarification. I know with the first one, Tucker Simpson was shocked when that one was called.
Interesting choice of sound effects here at Spillane Field tonight. So Cogswell is the batter. Cooper Ferris still out there talking with Matthew Gatemen. Clearly not happy. Looks like he will make his way back toward the Wareham dugout, and Cogswell will stand in. One out, 3-0 Harwich here in the top of the 5th. That's Spillane Field. Austin Pollock alongside Mike Monaco. Lights are on. Good night for baseball. It's cooled down.
The first balk from Simpson didn't really come back to hurt him in that it gave Harwich a better chance to score. I mean, it did, but Ian Happ, it didn't matter. Once he hit that home run, the 2-run shot that also scored Tanner English.
So Cogswell 1 for 2. First pitch from Simpson is popped up into center. Cole Sturgeon under it. Makes the catch for out number 2. I'll bring up Derek Fisher, the left fielder from Virginia. Singled in the first, stole second base, and grounded out to second in the third.
Left fielder number 38, Derek Fisher from Virginia.
Fisher had such a good game last time out against Wareham. In that ball game, he really did it all. 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, a double, 3 RBIs. He stole 2 bases. It was just a really impressive performance from him.
Stands in from the left side against Tucker Simpson. Here's the first pitch. Into left center, coming in is Sturgeon. It'll fall. Rounding third, headed for home is Morales. He will score. Going to second is Fisher, and he is in. I believe it's now 4-0 Harwich. I believe the official scoring will be a single for Fisher and then advance to second on the throw home.
Nice piece of hitting there by Fisher to go to that left center field gap. Sturgeon had a very strong throw home. He's also a pitcher, of course, and he put a lot in behind that throw, but it was a little high to Walsh, and Morales runs well, gets across for the 4th run, and then Fisher scoots up to second.
I'll bring up Ian Happ. 1 for 2, a home run in the third, struck out in the first.
And they'll intentionally walk him, want no part of dealing with Happ.
That'll put runners on first and second with 2 outs. Maybe a smart move. It gives you a force at any base, but home. Ball 3. So Happ will make his way down to first. And here is Ben Moore, the right fielder from Alabama. A pair of groundouts, both to short.
The right fielder number 39, Ben Moore from Alabama.
Ben Moore, a college teammate of Spencer Turnbull. First pitch is low for ball 1.
Moore played in the Northwoods League last summer. Trevor Podratz, a few weeks back, was talking to him, and he was just raving. He and Spencer Turnbull were raving about the raw power that Ben Moore has. He had 16 home runs last summer.
1-0, breaking ball in there for a called strike, 1-1.
Moore only has 1 round tripper this summer for the Mariners, but has driven in 13 runs, tied for the 3rd most on the team.
1-1 the count. Here it comes. In there, called strike, 1-2. It's always great to talk with these players who have played in the Northwoods League and players who are here playing on the Cape. Talk about the differences. I mean, in the Northwoods League, the longest road trip can be what? An overnight bus trip here. It's longest trip is Wareham to Orleans, which is only about an hour and 10 minutes. 1-2 to Moore. That one's ripped foul off to the right.
Yeah, it's a whole lot different, too. You play a lot more games in the Northwoods League than you do here with a 44-game regular season. Moore, for example, played in 65 games last summer.
It's a lot of games. 1-2 to Moore. Twisted foul off to the right. Count remains 1-2. 4-0 Harwich in the top of the 5th. Here at Spillane Field. Tomorrow we hope to be at McKeon Park against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Runners off. That one is 2 first. Nice play by Podarts. He's going to run to the bag and will get there in time. That was a hard hit ball to Podarts at first. It was picked up on the backhand. Nice play by the first baseman. 4-0 Mariners. They get 1. In the top of the 5th, we head for the bottom half on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network here at Spillane Field. A run in the top of the 5th for the Mariners. They lead it 4-0 here at Spillane Field. Nick Howard out there for his 5th inning of work. He will face Cole Sturgeon, Brett Pirtle, Tina Lipson. 1, 2, and 3. That one is fouled back behind us for strike 1. Cole Sturgeon from Owensboro, Kentucky. 0-1 tipped into the mitt of the catcher DeBoard. And he's quickly down in the count 0-2.
Wareham really needs to start getting something going because Harwich offensively has been really getting to Simpson, and they have a good offense that's been able to get stuff going tonight with 5 hits overall, a few walks that they've drawn as well.
0-2 back to Howard. That one's a can of corn as he flips to Ian Hatt for out number 1.
You're liking that?
I don't know. It's just very unique.
Yeah, I hear it more with fly balls, but
oh god, well, okay.
No, I'm just trying to.
I'll only use it with fly balls.
Trying to ease you into the use of can of corn.
Okay. Maybe I'm not ready for it yet.
Soon enough, once you get the hang of it, using it will be a can of corn for you.
Here is Brett Pirtle. Takes a called strike. A 1 coming from Howard. To third, under the glove of the third baseman, Mitch Morales, and into left field. A 1-out base hit for Brett Pirtle, second time he's been on tonight.
Really sharply hit ball there. I thought Morales was almost going to make that catch. He dove to his left, just went under his mitt, and it's a 1-out single for Pirtle.
That was a hard hit ball just under the glove. But had Morales made it, it would have been a great play if he got the throw in time. First pitch to Lipson is popped up in shallow center. It will be Tanner English to make the catch for out number 2. It was Cogswell, Height, and English, the shortstop, second baseman, and center fielder, all out there, but it was Tanner English who brought it in for out number 2. Here is Chris Chinea, line to second in the second, ground into a 4-6-3 double play in the third. Pirtle still on first. Pitch is high. Howard felt like that one just completely got away from him. Looks like there might be some fog building out there in right field.
Chinea in his first 2 at-bats has only seen 3 pitches total.
Here's the 1-0. Check swing. He went for it. 1-1.
He's a guy that has a very quick trigger at the plate.
A lot of scouts were interested in watching him today during batting practice. 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Willie Schwanke waits on deck. 2-1 from Howard. Up and in, 3-1. Pirtle thought about going, but stopped about a third of the way down.
We've seen Pirtle get more and more aggressive on the base paths this summer. Had 2 steals yesterday. We also saw another game where he had 2 steals last week, 4 for 4 this summer, and I think that's something that Wareham could benefit from doing more of, is trying to steal more bases, because so far, I mean, the offense certainly isn't there. Why not try to spur a little bit more production offensively?
Three and 1 the count. Twisted into right. Coming in is the right fielder Moore. Makes the catch for out number 3. Still 4-0 Harwich. We head for the 6th inning here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
New pitcher for Wareham as we head to the top of the 6th inning. 4-0 the score. Harwich leads. And Tucker Simpson's night is done after 5 innings. He gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, a walk, and had 3 strikeouts on 82 pitches. He also had 2 balks, something we haven't seen much of this summer. And he gives way to Auburn right-hander Dylan Ortman, who is making his 12th appearance of the summer. He's worked 19 2/3 innings thus far and has given up 6 earned runs. Last time we saw him was on Tuesday against Brewster through 2 1/3 innings of work, 1 hit, no runs. He had 3 strikeouts in that ballgame. He's been a very, very strong arm for the Gatemen out of the bullpen. He and Ryan Riga, maybe the top 2 arms in terms of reliability for pitching coach Terry Thompson. He will face 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Mariners. First pitch to the designated hitter Brett Austin is ball 1. Ortman has faced the Mariners once this summer. First time these two teams met on the 19th of June. The 1-0 inside for ball 2. In that ball game against Harwich, Ortman was terrific in relief. Dalton Brown got the start and struggled early, did not make it too far. Ortman threw 4 2/3 innings of work, no runs and just 1 hit. 2-0, fouled back out of play. Ortman had 6 strikeouts in that ball game. Comes in with a 2.74 ERA. 4-0 Mariners lead, top of the 6th. 2-1 the count on Brett Austin. Here's the pitch. Line drive towards short. Gross snares it, and it's out number 1. Sinking line drive at Gross. Puts it away off the bat of Austin. So 1 away for Gunnar Height. 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out to right field and grounded out to third.
Had to help out the cause and buy some raffle tickets.
Maybe you'll win something.
I don't think so, but
Warren Randolph and Hillary Bushway both bought tickets last night, came up empty. First pitch is out, is on the outside corner, called strike 1 to Gunnar Height.
I bought them from Jared Ruxer.
The 0-1 on the way. Nice pitch there from Ortman. Height swings right over it. It's strike 2. Ortman going to the changeup there. 3-pitch guy. Also features a fastball and a slider. Outfield straight away for Height. Ortman peers in, has his sign, and the 0-2. Popped up to the right side, foul. Podrat's coming in by the first base coach's box, puts it away for the second out. So there's now 2 away. Here's Blair DeBoard. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to second base in his first 2 ABs. These 3 batters came up in the 4th inning, Austin, Height, and DeBoard, and Simpson set him down 1-2-3. Ortman looking to do the same. Fires a first pitch fastball for strike 1. The 0-1 is popped up, foul to the right side, out of play. So DeBoard is in an 0-2 hole. Wareham will have Schwanke, Podratz, and McMullen due up in the bottom of this inning. Here's Ortman's 0-2 pitch. It's a slider that dips too low. Ball and 2 strikes. Ortman, 6'3", 205 pounds. He'll be a senior next season with the Auburn Tigers. Here's his 1-2. This 2 misses low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's not the night for Tucker Simpson, but also not the offense hasn't helped him.
Slow night all the way around for the Gatemen.
Same score as what it right now is what it was last night, 4-0 against Orleans.
Wareham does have 5 hits, but those are spread across 4 innings. The 2-2. And that misses low too, so 3 straight balls and the count goes full. And the payoff pitch to DeBoard. Line drive to right field. This will fall for a single. A 2-out base knock for Blair DeBoard in the top of the 6th.
Nice job of DeBoer to go opposite way. Now 1 for 3.
Brings up Mitch Morales. He also had a hit in the 5th inning, a single to right field. Right through the hole between the first and second baseman. Reached second on the balk and then came around to score on the RBI single off the bat of Derek Fisher. He also struck out his first time up, did Morales. Ortman will work from the stretch for the first time tonight. The first pitch is too far inside for ball 1 to the left-handed hitting Mitch Morales. Morales was a 42nd round pick by the Nationals coming out of high school in 2011, but chose to go to Florida Atlantic. Ortman shakes off a few signs from Walsh, checks first, and he's ready with the 1-0. Here it is. Tapped weakly back to the pitcher. Ortman takes it himself. The underhand toss to Podratz, and that does it here in the top of the 6th inning. Ortman gives up a 2-out single, but then puts the Mariners away. 4-0 the score after the top of the 6th, and right now let's check in with Hillary.
Hey, I'm here with intern AJ Hogan. AJ is one of the WCTV interns, so tell us what you do on game nights.
Well, during game nights, me and a few other interns, we film the games and broadcast them through the Wareham community television.
And you guys have that big truck parked outside. So what goes on in there?
A whole bunch of stuff. We do the count on the game that you see, the score, everything else that goes into it to getting it onto the television of the people at home.
I'll run through that truck. So how did you get into filming, or is this something new for you?
I actually am not interested in filming other than here. I like the atmosphere here, and I figured it'd be fun to come by and spend the summer here.
Watch some baseball?
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for talking to us, and we'll send it back up to Mike and Austin.
All right, thank you very much, AJ and Hillary, and we'll be right back with the bottom of the 6th inning on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. As darkness falls on Spillane Field, we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Harwich leads 4-0, and a new pitcher is on for the Mariners. It's the right-hander Logan Jernigan. Last time he pitched was against the Gatemen over at White House Field in that ball game. 2 innings, 2 hits, a walk, a run, and 3 strikeouts for Jernigan. 6'3" right-hander from NC State, making his 5th appearance of the summer. Comes in having thrown 8 2/3 and has given up 7 runs. The first pitch to Willie Schwanke, a ground ball right back at Jernigan. Runs over and flips it himself for a quick out.
I've seen a lot of balls hit back to the pitchers tonight, but back to Jernigan, no record, 7.27 earned run average. 12 strikeouts in those 8 2/3.
He's from 4 Oaks, North Carolina originally, and will be a junior with the Wolfpack next season. This year made 9 starts, had a 1.56 ERA in 34 2/3 innings. Has struggled with walks over his collegiate career, 28 this past year. Fires a first pitch strike on the outer half to Podratz. Trevor so far tonight struck out looking his most recent trip to the plate in the 4th inning and drew a walk in the 2nd. The right-hander Jernigan kicks and fires the 0-1. Tip back to the screen. It's strike 2 on Podratz. As a freshman, Jernigan also struggled with his control. 35 walks in 52 innings. He had a 5.71 ERA for NC State. He comes set, and he's ready. The 0-2. Breaking ball upstairs. First ball to Podratz. Bottom of the 6th inning. Harwich got 1 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 5th. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Podratz fans for the 2nd time tonight. And there are 2 away in the 6th.
First strikeout for Jernigan, but yeah, it's for Podratz. I mean, now he's 0 for 2. Pair of strikeouts. He'll find his way back. It's just a matter of time. Got to give him time.
Brings it up Sean McMullen with 2 away. Popped out to second base his last time up and singled to left field in his first at-bat. Here's the pitch. Located nicely by Jernigan for strike one. That Hyannis-Catuit game we were talking about earlier, Hyannis broke that 3-3 tie and ended up winning that game 6-3. 0-1 on the ground toward the first baseman, Happ. He backpedaled. Now he's going to have to toss to Jernigan. McMullen beat it out. He's safe. Little miscommunication there between Happ and the pitcher, Jernigan. McMullen beats it out. He's aboard with 2 outs at first.
Well, McMullen was running down that line very hard. I thought he was going to beat it out. Not surprised.
It'll be an error on the first baseman, Happ. Brings up Matt Walsh, who singled on a line to center field his last time up in the fourth. Also grounded back to the pitcher. 1 on, 2 outs. 4-0 your score. Jernigan will work from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Low with the fastball for ball 1. Other games going on. Chatham has given up its 2-run lead. Bourne comes back, ties it at 7 in the bottom of the 7th at Doran Park. The 1-0 pitch. Sliced foul by Walsh at a pitch low and in. Evens it up at 1-1. Falmouth is leading Orleans 3-0 in the top of the 6th. Looking for a road win at Eldridge Park.
My friend David Lauterbach, who does the public address announcing for Falmouth, getting his first shot to broadcast the game tonight, so I'm sure he's doing a great job over there.
Oh, good for him. That's exciting. Saw him when we were at Falmouth on Monday.
I did not see him.
Yeah, no, he's a really nice kid.
Yeah, he is.
The 1-1 from Jernigan. Misses outside. DeBoard had to slide to his right. 2 balls and a strike to Matt Walsh. Batting in the 8 hole tonight for the Gatemen. He's got a 2-1 count, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. The Gatemen working with a 4-run deficit. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back by Walsh, 2-2. Another reminder for you guys, you can always email us anything you'd like to say. And especially as the game goes on, let us know who you think the player of the game should be for the Gatemen. Email us gatemanbroadcasting@gmail.com. You can also always tweet at us at Wareham Gatemen. Walsh in the box, 2-2 the count with 2 down. The pitch misses low and away. The count goes full. McMullen reached on the error by Happ at first. Jernigan's 3-2. Walsh draws the walk. Very close pitch. Joe Caraco, the home plate ump, thought about ringing up Walsh, but instead it's a walk. Runners at first and second with 2 down for the number 9 hitter, Ethan Gross. 1 for 2 with a single tonight. Last time up, he flew out to right field to end the 4th inning. Blair DeBoard out to have a conversation with Howard.
These are some news. I think I already said this, but these are some new sound effects here at Spillane Field.
Jernigan holds the ball on his backside, looks in, gets the sign, now comes set. First pitch to Ethan Gross on the way. It's low for ball 1. Gross trying to get something going, get the Gatemen on the board. They were shut out last night. Now they're shut out into the bottom of the 6th. Trying to change that right here. The 1-0. Line drive floated over the second baseman into right field. Around from third is McMullen, and he will score the first run of the night for Wareham. It's an RBI single for Ethan Gross, and it's 4-1.
That's another new sound effect we're hearing tonight. Not used to that one, but nice job by Ethan Gross to find that gap out there just over the head of the second baseman, Gunnar Height, and drives the run in. Do anything you can to get that run in.
Second time he's gone the opposite way for a single tonight. Walsh up to second, Gross at first. The tying run coming to the plate. It's the leadoff man, Cole Sturgeon, 1 for 3 tonight. 2 groundouts and a single floated to left. First pitch inside with a fastball comes Jernigan for ball 1. So the Gatemen break a long scoreless streak right there. 3-run ball game. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul down the right side. Ball and a strike. Wareham had gone 17 innings without a run, dating back to the game against Bourne before this one. RBI single for Gross. The 1-1 to Sturgeon. It just misses. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 fouled back. It was a high pitch. Sturgeon chased. So the count evens at 2s.
Entering the part of the lineup here that can help get these runs in.
Sturgeon has 6 RBIs this summer. Here's the 2-2. Misses low. The count goes full. Quite a few good at-bats for the Gatemen tonight.
Yeah, Sturgeon has a hit. Pirtle's been on twice.
Jernigan has had to work in this inning. Here's his 3-2 pitch. The runner's off. Swing and a miss. Held onto by DeBoard. Strike 3. Sturgeon goes down swinging. And Jernigan gets out of the threat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Wareham gets 1. The Mariners lead it 4-1 as we head to the 7th on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Tanner English will lead off the top of the 7th inning. Dylan Ortman on the hill for the Gatemen, who get 1 in the bottom of the 6th to make it a 4-1 game. English will be followed by the top of the Harwich lineup. First pitch from Dylan Ortman is inside for ball 1. English walked and scored in the 3rd inning. And also flew out to left field, got popped up by Tucker Simpson in the 5th. Here's the 1-0. On the ground sharply but foul down the 3rd base line.
Nice breeze down there at field level. Of course, we're stuck up here.
Still some of it coming through.
I'm not feeling any of it.
I'm getting a little bit.
Want to switch seats?
I don't think that would solve it. Maybe. 1-1 the count on English. Here's the pitch from Ortman. It's low and away. 2 balls and a strike.
Maybe meaning you'd want to switch seats, or maybe it would make a difference.
Maybe it would make a difference was more what I was saying. I'm the lefty, you're the righty. It works well when I'm on the left and you're on the right. So we're not bumping our hands into each other. 2-1 is low. 3 balls and a strike. That was the plan we agreed on earlier. Seems to have worked so far. What do you think?
I don't know. When we first got here, I don't think we really talked about it.
I think we did at the end of the after the first game. 3-1 from Ortman is low. It's a leadoff walk issued to Tanner English. 2nd time he's been the leadoff man in an inning and drawn a walk. And the South Carolina Speed Merchant is aboard.
Well, right now this is a deficit that Wareham can come back from. It will be difficult just from what we've seen this season. But now what Ortman needs to do is he needs to get these guys out, somehow force a double play. You got to get that runner. He's got speed. You got to get him off the base paths.
It's Brandon Cogswell's turn. He's 1 for 3. Had an infield single and scored in the 1st. Popped out in foul ground to 3rd base and flew out to center his last time up in the 5th. Check over at English. He's back without a dive. English did not steal a base in that 3rd inning when he was aboard, but did move up to 2nd with the first of Tucker Simpson's 2 balks. Dylan Ortman's 2nd inning on the hill. Came on in the 6th, got 2 outs, then a single to Blair DeBoard, and then bounced back to put away Morales. On the ground, the hit and run is on, and it's past Gross, who was covering the base. English will move up to 3rd on the single off the bat of Brandon Cogswell. Runners at the corners for Harwich to start off the 7th.
Not what Dylan Ortman wanted to do, but I mean, Gross was doing his job at shortstop. It just so happened that Cogswell hit it in that direction.
Had the runner not been off, it would have been tailor-made double play ball right at Gross, but he was already past where the ball went. Tried to double back to it, but it got past him and into shallow left center.
You just saw Ryan Riga warming in the Gatemen bullpen.
Steve Englert out to talk with Joe Caraco. Don't know about what. They were pointing down the third base line, and Caraco will walk down to have a chat, trying to tell with whom they will talk to.
Think there might be a problem down there, not related to the game.
In any event, Caraco's making his way back to home plate. With runners at first and third, it'll be Derek Fisher's turn. He's already 2 for 3 tonight. Had an RBI single last time up in the 5th. A slugger from Virginia with a chance to do some more damage to Wareham. Top of the 7th. Nobody out.
Some more very interesting sound effects tonight. I don't know what that one even was. A clock and then maybe an owl? I don't know.
Suspenseful, though. A look over at Cogswell, who's back. This time they throw over. Cogswell lunges back to the base. He's 3 for 4 on stolen base attempts so far this summer. Has not made any attempts tonight. Stole 12 bags for the Virginia Cavaliers this past year as a sophomore. Ortman comes set. And the first pitch is a slider that comes in near the feet of Fisher for ball 1. Outfield playing Fisher straight away. He went up the middle once where he flared in a single and then went to left center field, his second hit. Third straight check over at Cogswell. Ian Happ is on deck. Another dangerous hitter for the Mariners. Had the 2-run home run in the 3rd, was intentionally walked his next time up in the 5th. Ortman will bluff to 3rd, look to 1st. A move that very infrequently works.
Can't do it in major leagues anymore.
It's a new rule. It's now a balk, which we've seen a few of tonight, a few balks. The 1-0. Ortman misses upstairs, 2-0 to Fisher.
Just realized this is back-to-back nights. There's been a home run hit at Spillane Field. There haven't been that many hit here.
Big home run from Jordan Luplow last night. The 2-0 is bounced in. It gets to the backstop past Walsh. A run comes in to score. English touches the plate. It is 5-1 Harwich. That one just skipped away from Matt Walsh back into his left. English comes in from 3rd, and it's back to a 4-run lead for the Mariners.
Well, I said at the beginning of the inning, Dylan Ortman needs to find a way to keep these runners off the base pass because they have speed. They're good hitters. They'll find a way to get these runs in, and that's what's happened.
That's all it took right there. A little pitch in the dirt that got away from the catcher, Walsh. And it's 3-0 now to Derek Fisher. He's got a runner still in scoring position after Cogswell moved up to 2nd. Cogswell actually thought about 3rd as well. Got about halfway toward the base, but then doubled back. His UVA teammate, Derek Fisher, at the plate. Look to see if he has the green light, 3-0. Ortman struggling a bit to start the 7th. The righty comes set, right at the letters. The 3-0. Misses high. It's a 4-pitch walk to Fisher. 2 on and nobody out, and up comes Ian Happ. Terry Thompson first will come out of the Wareham dugout. He's looking out toward the bullpen. This could be it for Ortman. We'll have to wait and see.
I think it is. I think Ryan Riga is making his way in. And that will be it. Here comes Riga.
All right, so we will step aside here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. The score is 5-1. Harwich leads. They just got another one across. Still nobody out. And Ryan Riga entering the ball game when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Ryan Riga is the new pitcher on in the top of the 7th. He will face Ian Happ, the cleanup man for the Mariners, who lead it 5-1. Happ had a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning. There are runners at 1st and 2nd. Already 1 in this inning for Harwich. Derek Fisher was just walked on 4 pitches, then Dylan Ortman was yanked from the ballgame without recording an out in the 7th. Faced 3 batters, and they all reached 2 walks and a single. First pitch on the way to Happ, and that is ball 1 to the Cincinnati first baseman, a switch hitter who will head to the dish from the right side for the first time tonight. Came in hitting at .344. 1-0 the count. Cogswell at second. He singled on that hit and run. Riga floats in the changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike. Riga throws a 4-seam fastball as well as a 2-seamer, a curveball, and a changeup. Be a junior next season at Ohio State, where he will be stretched out as a starter. He had a long outing his last time out against Bourne 2 days back, threw 3 innings in that game. Here's his 1-1. Curveball that is located nicely for strike 2. In that ball game against the Braves, Riga gave up 3 runs, all earned. 2 walks, 4 hits, and 2 strikeouts for the lefty, who hails from Fairfield, Ohio. 6'1", 180 pounds. Happ waves his bat in front of himself a few times. A long look home from Riga. Happ cycling the bat through. Now he's ready. And Riga's 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Out toward the left center field gap. Lipson coming in. He makes the grab. The runners retreat. It's the first out of the inning, and Happ is retired.
Well, that's what Ryan Riga does. He comes in. He's that lefty specialist. He comes in, gets the job done. He's been very reliable. And he's pretty much been that only left-hander out of the bullpen for Terry Thompson and Cooper Ferris, and he's done a great job.
Riga came in tied for the league lead with 15 appearances. Has thrown 24 1/3 innings entering tonight.
Could be looking at entering that All-Star game a week from, a week from tomorrow.
He's been as reliable as they come for the Gatemen. Runner still at first and second, 1 away for Ben Moore. 0 for 3 with an RBI. He had an RBI ground out in the first. Riga was checking second, getting signs from Gross, the shortstop, and the first pitch is low. Moore thought about it, held off. It's ball 1. Riga still getting signs from Gross at short.
Tough position right now. He's got to find a way to, get a double play. I mean, they've got to force at third, second, and first.
Ben Moore, the batter, right-handed hitter from Alabama. The pitch is a changeup low in the zone. It gets the bottom part for strike 1. Double play would certainly be nice here. 1 out, runners at first and second. Pirtle and Gross pinch up the middle, the outfield straight away. Riga leans in, has his sign. Now he sets. And the pitch, the runners are off. It's taken. Walsh doesn't even have a throw. Double steal, and Harwich swipes both bases.
Well, these Harwich base runners have known how to take advantage of Matt Walsh behind the plate. And I also just did some math, and 6 groundouts for Wareham pitching tonight.
That was a good pitch to run on. It was a curveball that got the inside edge for strike 2. So now the infield will come in for the Gatemen, right on the edge of the grass. Here's the 1-2. Curveball on the ground to Gross. He's going to come home, but he lost it. Was about ready to throw home, but was looking to that ahead of the throw. Didn't field it cleanly. A run comes home. It's 6-1 Harwich, and still runners at the corners. Believe that'll be an error on Gross. It is.
Yeah, I mean, he just came at that ball a little too hard. I mean, he didn't have much time to wait for it, but I think he charged it a little too much.
Tough one there. Gross, I think, was thinking about coming home with the throw before he fielded it. Would have had a very good chance to get Cogswell at home. It was hit softly and Gross, and the rest of the Wareham infield was in. So now it's Moore at first, Fisher up to third, and the batter is Brett Austin, 0 for 3 tonight. Switch hitter batting from the right side. Here's the pitch. Curveball inside for strike 1. Austin, his first 3 at-bats were against right-handers, so he's now 0 for 19 this summer against righties. Came in with 4 hits on his summer. So he is 4 for 9 against left-handers, facing one right here in Riga. Riga will check over at first. Moore is back easily. Some more activity in the Wareham bullpen. Riga is already the third pitcher of the night. Tucker Simpson went 5. Dylan Ortman worked in to his second inning but didn't record an out. Another long look in from Riga. 1 out and an 0-1 count on Austin. Time is called. Riga taking plenty of time on the hill.
Despite this 6-24 record for the Gatemen, Ryan Riga always here every day. Just so much energy and really very positive guy. Always has his head up.
His 0-1 pitch comes inside. It tied up Austin. They will appeal down to first. He did not go, according to Matthew Gaitain, the first base umpire. So it'll be 1-1 on the designated hitter from NC State. Third batter Riga has faced. Got the fly out to left field from Happ. And then Ben Moore hit the ground ball to shortstop. Ethan Gross could not handle it. Run came home, and it's 6-1 Harwich. Riga checks the runner and the 1-1. Fastball inside and low. 2 balls and a strike. Thanks for joining us on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Nice night for baseball. Now it's completely dark here. The light's in full effect. I'm Mike Monaco with Austin Pollock to my right. We're in the top of the 7th. The 2-1 from Riga. Here it is. Upstairs, the count goes to 3-1.
Warren Randolph pulling some pranks here in the booth. Might want to get him out of here.
Gunnar Height would be next for the Mariners, but Ryan Riga would certainly like a double play ball.
Get Tom Crane, the security guard, over here.
Riga checks over at first. Very slow at bat right here for Austin. Riga has been prolonging things and paying a lot of attention to the runner since coming on. Here's the pitch. Long fly out to left field off the bat of Austin. Going back his lips, and that ball is off the fence. In from third is Fisher. He scores, and it's an RBI double for Brett Austin, a 7-1 game. A blast off the bat of Austin. That one looked like it might get out. It bangs instead off the left field wall. Runners now at second and third after Fisher crossed the plate to extend the Mariners' lead to 7-1.
Well, this one's just getting out of hand. I mean, it started in this inning. I talked about Dylan Ortman. He's got to find a way to keep these guys off the base paths, because when you get the runners on and you get deeper into this order, I mean, the middle of this order is a very good hitting lineup. I mean, when you look at, well, really 1 through 9. I mean, talk about Cogswell, Fisher, Hatt, Moore, Austin. I mean, yeah, these guys can hit the ball.
Gunnar Height, the next batter, takes the first pitch low for ball 1. He popped out in foul ground to Podratz in the 6th, flew out to right field and grounded out to third base. Height came in batting 186. Here's the 1-0. The infield is in for Wareham. A big cut and a miss.
He almost came out of his shoes on that one.
Very off-balance swing. The count is 1-1 now on Height. 1 down, second and third are the runners for Harwich. Outfield straight away. Infield trying to protect another run from scoring, prevent another run from crossing. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Height might have chased one that was a bit low. A ball and 2 strikes. Height batted .349 at the College of Charleston this past year as a sophomore. Hasn't had the same success on the Cape. Riga from the stretch, the 1-2. Bounced in, but blocked by Walsh. Ben Moore does not go anywhere at third. Brett Austin is at second after the deep double to left. Blair DeBoard is on deck for the Mariners. The 2-2 pitch popped up on the right side. This one was tailing foul. Podratz goes back, as does Pirtle. Pirtle can't make it. It came back into fair play. McMullen scoops it up, throws home, but Ben Moore slides in ahead of the throw. Harwich now extends the lead to 8-1 on the bloop single from Gunnar Height.
This is really getting out of hand. 8-1. This is really, a challenge. You look at how the last three guys have gotten on, then lined out to left, and then the three guys before that all got on.
And a tough break there for Riga. It looked like he popped up Height, but I think the wind blew that one back. It's going out toward left just a bit here. And that one started out looking like it was going to drop in foul territory, but came back in just to the left of the line. Pirtle and Podratz couldn't get to it. It fell in between them and McMullen, who came in, picked it up with his bare hand, threw home, but not in time. Runners at the corners. Blair DeBoer, a comebacker to Riga. He spins, throws to second. Gross on to first. Double play. Wareham gets out of any more danger here in the top of the seventh. But the Mariners keep tacking them on here. And it's now 8-1. Harwich leading Wareham. And it's seventh inning stretch time on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. 4 more runs for Harwich. In the top of the seventh, we head to the bottom of the inning. Logan Jernigan back out on the hill. He will face Brett Pirtle to start it for Wareham. First pitch is a fastball on the outside edge. That's ball 1 to Pirtle, who had a nice single on a line under the third baseman Morales' mitt in the fifth inning. The 1-0. Pirtle fouls it off to the left side out of play. Brett Pirtle has been on twice tonight. He was also hit by a pitch in the third. His first time up, he grounded out to the pitcher. At the time, it was Nick Howard. He went 5 innings of shutout baseball. The 1-1 from Jernigan is low.
I think 24 was the jersey that Pat Connaughton was wearing when he was here before he went back to Notre Dame.
2-1 gets tipped back to the screen. Saw Pat Connaughton pitch here in the first matchup between Harwich and Wareham. 2-2 the count on Pirtle. Here comes the pitch. Jernigan misses up, full count. Pirtle will be followed by Tino Lipson and Chris Chinea. Each of those guys looking for their first hit of the night. The 3-2. This is high. Pirtle draws the walk, works his way back. Leadoff man aboard in the home half of the seventh for Wareham.
24 was indeed Pat Connaughton as I look to see how many games we've done.
Tonight's number 31.
I've enjoyed every minute of it.
As have I. Couldn't ask for really a better summer gig. Steve Englert, Harwich manager, just had a word with Jernigan at the hill. Leadoff walk issued to Brett Pirtle. Tino Lipson, the batter, popped out to shallow center field for the second out of the fifth inning his last time up. Also struck out and grounded out to first. First pitch fastball in there from Jernigan. The right-hander looks over his shoulder, now comes home. On the ground, right back at him. He jumps, throws to second for one, on to first. It'll not be in time. Lipson avoids the double play. Harwich does get the lead runner. Pirtle put away at second for the first out of the frame.
Yeah, Tino Lipson, he's got the speed. He's not a guy who's going to ground out into a double play. I'm not surprised he beat that one out.
1-6 fielder's choice. Lipson's aboard. Up comes Chris Chinea. Popped out to right field to end the fifth inning. Also grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the third. The cleanup hitter tonight. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it back to the screen. It's 0-1. Chinea hit a laser in the second inning, right at the second baseman for the first out of that inning. Jernigan is working from the stretch, looks over his shoulder at Pirtle, who has a good-sized lead. Jernigan fires a fastball on the outside edge. It's strike 2. Chinea quickly in the 0-2 hole. The NC State right-hander comes home with a breaking ball. Chinea just tips it to stay alive. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Mariners have broken this one open. It's 8-1. Harwich got 1 in the top of the first, 2 in the top of the third. Another one in the 5th inning before Wareham got on the board in the bottom of the 6th with a lone run. But then the Mariners quickly responded with 4 more in the top of the 7th. The 0-2 pitch to Chinea. It's taken. Just misses a bit low, 1-2. Chinea to be followed by Willie Schwanke. 0 for 2 tonight. He also drew a walk. Pirtle at first extends his lead slightly, and the pitch. Tipped back. Chinea continues to battle and stay alive. Still some action in the Wareham bullpen. Ryan Riga had to work very hard in the 7th after he came on. Faced 5 batters, got the double play to get out of things. The 1-2. Breaking ball laced into left field on a line. It's a 1-out single for Chris Chinea. Lipson moves up to second. There's 2 on and 1 away for Willie Schwanke.
See, that's the kind of hit that Wareham needs. They got to find a way to hit the ball hard, not just some sort of bloop single or something that gets into the gap. I mean, it's not, if a hit like that that's hit hard, they can get that down that left field line. You got a double right there, an extra base hit, something that Wareham hasn't seen a lot of this year.
Second time Chinea has really hit it hard tonight, right on the screws. First time it's resulted in a hit for him. Brings up Schwanke. Grounded back to the pitchers last time up. Takes a fastball for strike 1. Schwanke came in 1 for 9 against the Mariners, hitting .216 overall. This is his 24th game. And the 0-1 is popped up left side into shallow left. Coming on is Fisher, makes the catch. Had to jump a bit to his left to finally make the grab. It's the second out of the inning.
Now, if there's a time for Trevor Podratz to come out of his slump, now is the time. You've got a runner in scoring position, 2 runners on. We've seen him hit 1 home run here. That's Belay Field, but if he could put one in those left field bleachers now or in the bullpen, that'd be great.
He has struck out each of his last 2 times up after drawing a walk in his first plate appearance. 2 outs and 2 on for the first baseman. The pitch cut on and missed. Fastball up in the zone. Podratz fans at it.
We know Podratz is still able to put the bat on the ball. I know last night while I was down over by the Orleans dugout helping out with Fox, he hit a foul ball right at my head.
He's hit the ball pretty well, despite the slump coming into tonight, which is now he's 0 for his last 16 in these 5 games. The 0-1 popped foul to the right side and back. He's hit into a lot of outs where, well, I don't think the outs tell the whole story. Also drew 2 walks against Bourne 2 games back. Drew a walk tonight. Still finding ways to contribute. 0-2 is the count on Trevor Podratz. 2 outs and 2 on. Lipson extends his lead and the pitch. Strike 3 called. Podratz goes down for the 3rd time tonight by way of the K. It ends the 7th inning. Jernigan leaves runners at first and second. The score after 7 full is Harwich 8, Wareham 1. We will head to the 8th inning on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Enriga's work is done. The new pitcher tonight. Right now, it is Spencer Turnbull from Alabama, 0-1, 4.82 earned run average, 9 1/3 innings pitched, 14 hits, just 2 strikeouts in 9 1/3. It is Mitch Morales to lead things off in the top half of the 8th inning, 8-1 Harwich. That's Spillane Field. Austin Pollock alongside Mike Monaco, Hillary Bushway down on the field. First pitch inside, 1-0 to Mitch Morales. Struck out in the second, singled in the 5th, and scored. Grounded back to the pitcher in the 6th. Here's the 1-0, inside, 2-0.
Last time we saw Turnbull was on the 14th, came on after the rain delay against Katuitt, pitched 2 innings of scoreless ball, faced only 1 above the minimum, gave up 1 hit in that game.
2-0 pitch from Turnbull. High, 3-0. Eight, 9-1, Tanner English and Brandon Cogswell to follow. 3-0 Morales. On the inside corner, Morales disagrees, 3-1. Outfield is straight away, as is the infield. 3-1. Low ball 4, leadoff walk for Mitch Morales. That's how we start things in the 8th. Second time that Morales has been on, and here is Tanner English, a center fielder from South Carolina. He's been on twice. 0 for 1, flew out to left in the 5th. He has a pair of walks, and he scored twice. Probably going to be the new everyday center fielder for the Mariners. Now that Aaron Barbosa is gone, first pitch swing is makes the count 0-1. One broken bat, charging is Schwanke. He will go to first, and it will not be in time to get the speedy Tanner English. He's on for the 3rd time tonight. An infield single.
And that speed is just so deadly. When he hit that, I just wanted to look at just his speed, so I just zeroed in on him. He gets out of the box really quickly and accelerates to his top speed so quickly. And on a play like that, Schwanke didn't even think about second and didn't even have a play at first. It's just tough to defend that.
Morales does not have a stolen base. 0 for 1. He is on second base. But Tanner English has 9. He has not been caught. So not so much speed over at second, but quite a bit at first. You can imagine that if Cogswell does anything here, puts the ball into a gap, that English could certainly score. 1-0. High chopper to short. Gross is charging. Throws to first in time. Morales move up to third. And English to second on the 6-3 putout for out number 1. That'll bring up Derek Fisher.
It's a pretty heady play from Gross at shortstop. He didn't even think twice about that. Knew his only play was going to be at first. And he had to hurry because Cogswell is another guy that runs well. And Podrat's stretch, he was almost off the base. Matthew Gaitain, the first base umpire, took a close look there. But Podrat's did manage to keep his foot on the bag.
Well, this Harwich lineup has a lot of speed. First in the Cape League, entering tonight with 77 stolen bases. Next on that list is Katuitt with 55. First pitch on the outside corner is a called strike to Fisher. 0-1. Comes the 0-1 from Turnbull. Slap to left, that is foul. A fan tried to make that catch, I think.
With the infield in here for Wareham, English is really being allowed a whole lot of space to take his lead at second. He will score easily on a hit to the outfield.
Well, regardless, I think, of how the infield is played, he's going to score regardless just because of that speed. 0-2 from Turnbull. Low ball 1, 1-2. 8-1 Harwich. Top of the 8th with 1 out here at Spillane Field. Austin Pollock, Mike Monaco, and our third member of our team, Hillary Bushway. 1-2. Inside and low, stopped by Walsh. He's going to go out and meet Turnbull halfway. We'll have a chat.
Getting time for us to start thinking about our player of the game. So shoot us an email if you'd like to put in your word. GatemenBroadcasting@gmail.com is the address. You can also tweet at us at Wareham Gatemen per usual.
2-2 the count on Derek Fisher. He's got a pair of singles. He's been on 3 times. Singled in the first, grounded out to second in the third, singled again in the 5th, walked and scored in the 7th. Comes the 2-2. Back at us. Stay 2-2. But quite a few balls hit over in our direction tonight.
Busy night foul ball-wise. A lot of long at-bats. Guys really working it.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the slower games we've seen. Two. Swing and a miss. Held on by Walsh. Tipped into the mitt. It's the first strikeout for Spencer Turnbull as Steve Angler is going to come out. He's got something to say. As the umpires are going to get together and maybe discuss this one. We don't know exactly what Steve Angler's concern was.
Might have been asking if that was held on to by Walsh.
We'll say he did. He is out. No more argument from Steve Angler. So that's first strikeout of the night for Spencer Turnbull. 2 outs for Ian Happ. Struck out in the first, hit a home run in the third, was intentionally walked in the 5th, lined out to left in the 7th. That was fouled back to the backstop.
Healthy cut there, looking to drive another ball.
Runners in scoring position. Mitch Morales at third. He walked. Tanner English is at first. He singled. 0-1 to Happ. Breaking ball. Nice pitch in there for a called strike. 0-2.
Turnbull throws a 4-seamer, a 2-seamer, a slider, and a changeup. Very nice slider there to get the outside edge.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Spencer Turnbull out of a jam. And these runners in scoring position at second and third. Still 8-1 Harwich on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Some defensive changes for Harwich. Mitch Morales moves from third base to shortstop, and now at third is Ryan Lindemuth. First pitch to Sean McMullen is inside for ball 1. McMullen has been on twice. A pair of singles. Popped out to second in the 4th. 1-0 is low. Ball 2, 2-0. Ryan Lindemuth from William and Mary. 2-0 is ripped into right field, a base hit. Sean McMullen is now on for the 3rd time tonight. His 3rd single, he's 3 for 4. Certainly a guy to consider for tonight's player of the game. Here is the catcher, Matt Walsh. Grounded back to the pitcher, Nick Howard in the 2nd. Singled in the 4th, walked in the 6th. First pitch way outside, gets away from the catcher DeBoard, and moving up to second base is Sean McMullen. More bizarre sound effects here at Spillane Field. Want to know the count on Walsh as Ethan Gross waits on deck. 1-0 high pop-up in shallow right. Going back was Gunnar Height. The second baseman coming in is Ben Moore. The right fielder makes the catch for out number 1.
Just missed that one, did Walsh. Got under it a bit too much. High pop-up to right field.
So here is the shortstop from Memphis, Ethan Gross. Pair of singles, one in the third, one in the sixth. Flew out to right in the fourth.
One in the sixth drove home McMullen, who's at second base right now. Gross, another guy in contention for player of the game.
Pitch, that one's off to the right. Going to go over is Ian Happ. Trying to dive and not making the catch was the right fielder Ben Moore, but A for effort.
Yeah, in a 7-run game. Talk about a gamer right there. Ben Moore gave that one a good ride. Took a pretty vicious dive, too. Almost made that play.
Ethan Gross from Mount Juliet, Tennessee. He's played in every game this season for Wareham, the everyday shortstop. He'll surprise you with some offense every once in a while, but he's one great defensive shortstop. That one is back to the mound, behind the glove of the pitcher, Jernigan, and into center field for a base hit. That'll get away from the catcher, DeBoard. McMullen is up to third, and Gross is to second. I believe it'll be a single. And we don't know, but I think it'll be an error.
That'll be a single and an error on English. He really didn't even need to do that. McMullen was holding up at third, and English, it was a strong throw, but he sailed it. Didn't really need to make that play. Tipped off DeBoard's glove, and Gross could move up easily into scoring position.
So 1 out, runners in scoring position. McMullen at third and Gross at second. That one is chopped foul by Cole Sturgeon. Chopped it right in front of the mound.
That's the type of play that'll really drive Angler crazy. You don't need that, and you know it's not a close game right now, but were Wareham to make some ridiculous comeback, that's the type of play you look toward as a turning point.
0-1 into very shallow left center field, just behind the shortstop position. There's a bloop out to Mitch Morales at short by Cole Sturgeon, and there's 2 away. I'll bring up Brett Pirtle. He's been on 3 times. A walk, a single, hit by pitch, and grounded back to the pitcher, Nick Howard, in the first.
Wareham has left 11 runners on tonight.
Inside, nice stop by the catcher, DeBoard.
They left runners on base in every inning but the first when they were set down 1-2-3, and it's been 2 in every inning except the 5th when they only left 1 guy on. Just need to find a way to drive home the runners.
1-0 popped up pretty much the same spot as the last pop out. And that is out number 3 as Morales makes the catch. Still 8-1 Harwich. We head for the 9th inning here at Spillane Field on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 9th at Spillane Field. (8-1) Harwich.
Correction, the batter is number 39, Ben Moore from Alabama.
There's Ben Moore standing in. His count 2-0. Inside 3-0.
Facing his Crimson Tide teammate Spencer Turnbull. These guys are good friends.
I've seen a lot of that this summer. Teammates facing each other. One's a pitcher, one's a batter. 3-0. Inside, 4-pitch walk for Ben Moore. Second time he's been on tonight. reached on an error by the shortstop Gross in the 7th. That'll bring up the designated hitter Brett Austin. Flew out to center in the 1st, popped out to center in the 4th, lined to short in the 6th, and doubled in the 7th. He was part of that 4-run 7th inning.
Brendan Hayden will be the pinch runner at first base for Moore. The Virginia Tech infielder. He's 1 for 3 on stolen base attempts this summer.
Hayden, a big body, 6'6", 215. Not a guy you'd think would really be running. That one is into the right center field gap. That'll get down. Sturgeon will pick it up, but Hayden moving over to third will get there. As Austin picks up his 2nd hit of the night.
First hit of his summer against right-handed pitching.
That's a good stat right there.
It's pretty remarkable for a pinch hitter. I mean, excuse me, for a switch hitter. Just hasn't done it at all from the left side, but maybe starting to turn it around right there.
There is Gunnar Height. 1 for 4. Singled in the 7th. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Turnbull still on the mound. Pitch inside, 1-0. Turnbull not happy, wanted that call. Here it is. Back up the middle, a base hit, scoring from third is Hayden. It's now 9-1 Harwich. Back-to-back singles for the Mariners.
Nice piece of hitting there. Right back up the box. Gets the run in from third. Harwich really could still tack on a few more with 2 on and nobody out.
Here is Blair DeBoard. Singled in the 6th, grounded into a 1-6-3 double play started by Ryan Riga in the 7th. Called strike. Everybody in this Harwich lineup has a hit except for Ben Moore. 0-1 in the dirt, gets away from Walsh. Moving up to third is Austin, up to second is Height. Seen a lot of that too. Balls get away from the catcher that allows the runners to move up, especially later in the game.
Yeah, that one bounced well in front of Walsh. It's a tough pitch to handle when Turnbull doesn't really get it that close to his mitt.
9-1 Harwich. Not a good night for the Gatemen. Austin at third, Hyde at second. Nobody out, and a run in. Pitch to shortstop. Gross looks at third, goes to first. They get the out there. No movement for the runners, so a good out there. One away, that'll bring up Mitch Morales.
The shortstop, number 4, Mitch Morales from Florida Atlantic.
Morales scored in the 5th. He singled as well. Struck out in the 2nd, grounded out to the pitcher in the 6th, and he walked in the 8th. You know, it's been a tough night for Wareham pitching when the Harwich bats, each player has come up to the plate pretty much about 5 times. Any more damage, and some guys could be looking at 6. Pitch, that one's fouled back.
Good night all around for Harwich. 12 hits, 9 runs. Wareham offensively has been pretty solid in their own right with 9 hits, but just haven't been able to capitalize. They've just continued to leave runners on. 13 total left on base tonight.
That's one of the biggest problems for the Gatemen, leaving runners on. 1-1. Losing his bat is Morales. Doesn't go too far. It's turning out to be a very long game, pushing 10 o'clock here.
Wareham back in action tomorrow at Hyannis at McKeon Park. And then back home Sunday to host the Chatham A's.
Last time Chatham will visit Spillane Field. Of course, the first time they visited was opening night. 1-2. Inside, 2-2 to Morales. Talk about the season that Chatham has had. I mean, I know from what I've read and from what I've watched, certainly a team I think has the potential to win it all right now. 2-2, that one's off to the left over by the middle school.
Yeah, they've just really put it all together. First team to 20 wins, and the Anglers just continue to roll. John Schiffner doing a good job with this A's team.
And they've gotten good pitching and certainly good offense. Two-two to Morales. Again off to the left behind us. When you think about it, teams that really have a legitimate shot right now at making it to that championship game, I'd say Chatham and I'd say Hyannis. I'd even throw Katuitt in there. 2-2. Swing and a miss, dropped. Third strike, Walsh will go down to first. Third strikeout for Spencer Turnbull tonight, and there's 2 away. Austin and Heights still at third and second, respectively.
Well, this is pretty much the same deal that we saw in the 8th inning. Can Spencer Turnbull leave the runners at second and third, put the first 2 guys on in the 8th, and then got 3 straight outs. 1 run already in this inning, but guys at second and third, Turnbull would really benefit getting out of this.
Tanner English fouls that one over by the Harwich dugout. Yeah, I just watched English right now. What you said earlier, you said you were just watching him get out of that batter's box. He does very, very
Even
quickly.
on that swing, before he follows through on the swing, he's still holding his bat, and he's still trying to run with that thing while he's finishing his swing.
So it's like Ichiro, who's already running before he even swings. Sometimes I see that with Shane Victorino as well. 0-1. High. 1-1. Here it comes. Up high again with 2-1. Two and one, 2 outs. Top of the ninth, 9-1 Mariners, threatening for more. Here it is, swing and a miss by English. Count leaving up at 2-2. Big cut there for a guy with not much power. Not much size either. 5'9", 165 pounds. That was low and away. 3-2. When you think about it, Barbosa wasn't a very big guy either. 5'10", 160.
A lot of speed for the Mariners. They just continue to run.
3-2 to English. Inside, ball 4. That'll load him up. That's the 4th time that English has been on tonight. An on-base machine right now.
The third baseman, number 26, Ryan Lindemuth from William and Mary.
He entered with a .307 on-base percentage. Nothing like the .474 for Derek Fisher. First pitch is a ball to Brandon Cogswell. Excuse me, Lindemuth. That one is behind the mound. Pirtle flips to Gross for out number 3. We had 4 the bottom of the 9th. A run in the 9th makes it 9-1 Mariners. We're back on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. New pitcher for the Mariners is Jake Drossner, the left-hander, 6'3", 200 pounds, from the University of Maryland. 0-1 with a 1.29 earned run average. He's appeared in 6 games, 7 innings, 4 hits, an earned run, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. Again, the new pitcher from Maryland, Jake Drossner. He will face Tino Lipson, Chris Chinea, and Willie Schwanke in the bottom of the 9th. And the first pitch to Lipson is a called strike. Empty Spillane Field here. 0-1 is into left center, a base hit for Tino Lipson. His first hit of the night.
Lipson is now hit in 16 of 18 games this summer.
It's a pretty remarkable number if you think about it. Here is Chris Chinea. 1 for 4. Singled in the 7th. Pitch is low, 1-0.
Chinea doesn't have the best results tonight for Gatemen hitters, but he has definitely hit the ball the hardest tonight. Had that line drive single in the 7th that you just mentioned, and also had a line out to second base his first time up.
1-0 is on the outside corner for strike 1, 1-1. Here it is from Drossner. That one's to third. Lindemuth to second, on to first in time. A 5-4-3 double play. Just like that, the Gatemen are down to their last out, and it will be Danny Rosenbaum to pinch hit here for Willie Schwanke.
All of a sudden, with the turn, that one not too far from getting through the hole, but Lindemuth, a nice play to move to his left, and a nice turn at second by Height to get 2.
Second double play grounded out into by Chris Chinea tonight. The other one was a 4-6-3 in the 3rd. Hit the ball. I mean, he's made contact, but just hasn't really been able to do anything with it. Here is Rosenbaum.
Yeah, that's kind of the story of the night for the Gatemen. 10 hits to go around, but just 1 run.
Rosenbaum has hit in 5 of his last 6 games, was 1 for 2 yesterday against Orleans as he swings through that one for strike 1. Enters hitting .222. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th, 9-1 Harwich. Swung on to miss by Rosenbaum. 0-2. Drossner looks in. Here comes his 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Harwich wins 9-1 at Spillane Field. Drossner threw 3 pitches to Rosenbaum. He swung and missed at all of them. Wareham falls to 6-25. Harwich then improves to 17-14. Again, the final score 9-1. Just not a good night for the Gatemen pitching. Started with Tucker Simpson. He didn't pitch too badly, but the bullpen did not really help. The bats, of course, silent as well. And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the Wareham Rap postgame show on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Once again, the final score, 9-1 Harwich.